Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It is Untethered Live on a Saturday night, Politi-tics night. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and with me is co-host Amanda.
Howdy, you Untethered Live family.
It is time for some Politi-tics. Let's talk about the EBT bandits. EBT walks, as I call them.
Don't insult an Ewok.
Schumer shutdowns and the USA-Venezuela possible war that is brewing out there somewhere right now. Could be happening. Could be not happening. You never know.
They're mad because Trump blowing up all their dope boats.
That's right. He's taking shots at the pot boats. Or pot shots at the coke boats. However you want to look at it. How is everybody tonight? Mabel is first in chat. You get the gold star. Hello, Mabel. Hello, Hannah. Mabel says, Proverbs 27:17, iron sharpeneth iron, so man sharpeneth the countenance of his friends. True. You can judge a man by the friendships that he keeps, the people that are around him, the people that associate with him. You can tell what kind of guy that is. That is true. And she follows that up with James 1:19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. Right. You can get an attitude, but keep your wrath in your pants. True. Mabel says, ciao, everybody. I thought these would be perfect for Saturday night Politi-tics. And how are you, Jake and Amanda?
Howdy.
That was a question. How are you?
I'm good. You could have answered it.
She's good. Well, I was going to answer my part. She asked us both.
Oh, I'm good. I'm real good.
I'm fantastic. I have a little bit more voice tonight than I had last night, so I'm going to use it, every little bit of it that I got, to give you the news as I see it. All right. Amy's here, and she says, Peter 5:6, humble yourselves then under God's mighty hand, so that he will lift you up in his own good time. Leave all your worries to him, because he cares for you. That is also very true. Think about that for a minute. He's basically saying, let me carry your troubles. You just worry about what's going on right now. I'll handle the big stuff. That's pretty big of God to say. If you will humble yourself, treat yourself as a child in his presence, he will treat you like his child in your presence, which is to take care of you and to cover you. Amy says, hi, Mabel, and hi, Jake and Amanda. Hi, how are you? Hope you're having a good Saturday afternoon.
This evening.
I had a big, fat sandwich for dinner. A egg and sausage sandwich. Very delicious. The good kind of sausage, not the garbage kind. And it was hot. And I'm a little spicy right now because of it. But
It's a spicy meatball.
it is a spicy sausage ball. It was good, though. Very good. I like spicy sausage. Mabel says, hello, Amy. How are you? And Amy says, I'm good. I made chicken and noodles for dinner. Nice. Chicken and noodles. It's a good combination. Mm-hmm. Works for the ages. They've been doing it for years. If you get a little crazy, you can put a little bit of, parsley in there. Chicken noodles and parsley. Oh. Wild up in here. Maybe a little salt. A little salt goes a long way. Pepper.
Goofball.
Mabel says, very good. We had grilled zucchini and bruschetta with steak bites. Show off. Nothing like a snooty woman to just tout how fancy her did. I bet you had took a picture of it too, didn't you? You bastard. Sounds good. Amanda says,
hi, Mabel, who's your gold star? And hi, Mabel, Hannah, and Amy. Hi, Untethered Live family. Good to see y'all. Happy Saturday.
You remember all those commercials back in the day? This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
Yeah.
There you go.
I hope everyone is doing good. What are you saying?
You're a pothead.
No. Hi, Jake. How are you tonight?
Fantastic. And completely intact mentally.
No, I am too. I've got so many things going, and we're running behind.
You are completely intact mentally. I'm just giving you a hard time. Your mentally is just over there.
Whatever. Why don't you pull it out of your pocket and give it back to me then?
Keep your mentality out of my pocket. All right. Mabel says, hello, Amanda. How are you?
I am good. Thank you, Mabel. How are you? And Hannah?
Amy says, hi, Amanda. I'm glad you're here for the pitch meeting. Smiley, smiley. And she proceeds to disrespect me.
I did not.
Thereby committing the same mistake the last guy did that did not want to show up at the pitch meeting. And you will get the same outcome. If you don't show up at the pitch meeting, you're going to get fired. Just so you know.
How did I not show up at the pitch meeting? Oh, wait, because I was cooking your dinner, right?
No. Amanda says,
I'm good, thanks. How are y'all?
And
LOL. Nope. I'm skipping the pitch meeting.
with a sad face emoji, which means you sarcastically decided to skip the pitch meeting because you're too good to be there at the pitch meeting. And that's what I fire people for. I give you a long rope, but don't forget who's the boss here, baby.
Oh, wait. I'm the pitch man. I might be the pitch manager meeting manager.
You might be. Amy says, smiley, smiley. And I need a coffee. Be back shortly. I have a coffee. Thank you to the people that provide the coffee for the show.
You're welcome.
It is delicious and it helps with the vocal cords. Don't you want to have a cup with me and talk about politics? If so, go to the kitchen and negotiate up yourself a cup of coffee. If you don't have a cup, you can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one that has my face on it. But we also have stainless steel tumblers, the big ones and the little ones. They both have locking lids, and they keep your coffee hot for hours, and they look good on your coffee table. And they got the Untethered Live Bible Study logo on the front and all the platforms on the back. And I learned this move from Hannah White. And get one while supplies last. Or a spork. Or one of those little banana hammock bikinis. I'm not sure about those last two, but you can get the other thing for sure. Also, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box if you'd like to show a little bit of love. If you want to, you can do that by going to CashApp, $JakeJohnsonBand, or PayPal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. The links are in the description below, and I appreciate your help if you can muster it up, and if you can't, whatever, we'll make it. We'll get by. One last thing, if you would like to hang out with us outside of YouTubeverse and outside of their oppressive little fingers and me misreading everything you write down, you can do that over at Facebook.com/UntetheredLive. Chillin'. The link is in the chat. It's a great place to hang out, share pictures, videos, texts, and chats, and get to know everybody. It's yours. It's free. It's available. Go check it out. All right. Amy says, I host pitch meetings, but they usually start with a B instead. Right. A bitch meeting? Yep. That's not what they're for. They're for producing ideas for the show, but sometimes you have to bitch at people. True. Kevin Bernard. Hello, St. Bernard. How are you, my friend? Nice to see you. He says, hello, Jack, Amanda, Mabel, and Amy. And Hannah. She's in the background listening. Hi, Hannah. Did you do your homework today? Do you have homework today? Is it a school day?
No, it's Saturday.
Forget everything I just said. Amanda says,
LOL, me too, Amy, and hi, Kevin.
thank you very much. Yarg. Kevin says, nope.
Yeah.
Yep. Kevin says coffee sounds good. It does. It's delicious.
You skip. Oh, no, you got it.
I know what I'm doing, baby. I got it under control for the moment. Till it jumps. Mabel says, ciao, Kevin. How are you tonight?
And coffee for the chat.
One more.
Coffee.
Yep, there's 6 of them.
Oh.
Yes, coffee for everybody. Here's the link to the Untethered Live Chilling page if you guys want to check that out. And thank God it's there because I'll know exactly where I'm at when I go back looking for it. ET E2 Ranta says, what's the weirdest animal you have eaten?
Humans.
A shrew. A shrew is a small rat-like creature with kangaroo legs. And I've eaten one. Only their kangaroo legs get stuck in your teeth and you gotta kind of pull them out. It's a perfect toothpick after you eat. Kevin said, and welcome, E2. Nice to meet you. E2. That reminds me of something. Anyway. Kevin says, back with coffee, just in time. You made it, my friend. Amy says, hello, E2. Welcome, and please like and subscribe. Yes, please do. GG is here. Hello, GG. I am just curious. Can you answer me a quick question out of context? Well, absolutely, I can, but the answer might be in context.
Just saying.
Do you think power is an illusion? I think life is an illusion. Power is just a product of life, a byproduct of action in life, and some people have it and some people don't. And if you want it, you can have it, but you got to be willing to take it and man enough to, even if you're a female. Do that for feminism. Anyway, yes, power is an illusion. So is safety and security. So is civilization. You know, if you fly over a city and you look out of the window and you see all the carefully manicured yards that look like little squares, it's very beautiful. You can see cityscapes and you can see layouts of townships and neighborhoods and how people spent many hours in developing land and producing streams and watering irrigation systems and power plants and electrical lines and conduits and sidewalks, and the whole 50 years it's all gone. If people disappear, it just, nature will take it back like it never existed. You going out and cutting your grass every Wednesday is you actively participating and holding nature back. That is the only reason that we have civilization, because we beat it back at the edges every day. And so we carve out this little civilization of ours, and then we beat nature back on a daily basis. And that's the only reason you have it. The minute you stop trying, if you leave your house for a year, it will fall down and cave in on itself. It'll be covered in mold and you will never be able to recover it if you leave it for a year. True. If you leave it for 10 years, you will not have a house anymore. It'll be gone. Or there'll be a husk where a house once stood. I hope that answers your question, Gigi. I hope that you get something out of that answer, and I hope that it's all in your context business. Kevin says, hello, E2. Ferd Tergeson says, hey. Wavy hand. Hey, Ferd, how are you? Nice to see you, my friend. Welcome to the show. It's Jake Point-0. I think I've heard that before. Yes?
Go ahead.
I hear you thinking.
No, I'm waiting for you to read the next line so I can read mine. I'm trying to be on time and not miss the meeting.
Yeah, but I can hear you jumping at the bit to get going, so just say it.
I heard Ferd.
Kevin says, hello, Gigi and Ferd. Amy says, hi, Ferd. Amy says, hi, Gigi. Welcome. Please like and subscribe. Yes, hit that subscribe button if you hadn't done so. It's free, and it helps us out with the numbers. And I would appreciate the like, because the algorithm sees that, and they like that. Algorithm eats like buttons, in case you didn't know. So if you want to feed the algorithm and make it happy and give you what you want, hit the like button, and it'll give you videos that you like. That's how it works. The like button is a quick around for you to program the algorithm to work for you. It's like a easy button. You just click the like button and it automatically thinks about you. What you like, what do you watch, what are you interested in? I'll give you more of that. But you got to hit that like button. E2 says, hi. What do you think of Britain arresting 12,000 people for social media posts? Two things. Number one, I don't care because I'm not in Britain. It's not my business. They can do what they want to do. I don't care about their country. I care about it, that it exists, and that people that live there that I love, I don't care what they do. Second of all, thank God that we have the First Amendment, freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom to express yourself, freedom of religion, all of that stuff. And thank God we have Second Amendment, which supports the First Amendment, because if you try to take the first one, I'll hit you with the second one.
Right.
So, yeah, that sucks that people are getting arrested for social media posts. I don't think social media should have ever been taken seriously and introduced into politics in the first place. I thought it was weird when people in the Senate and in the Congress started tweeting. I thought that was weird. I thought it was weird that news people were interested in their tweets. These people are tweeting with 12-year-olds. Why are you reading that on the news? That's not news. That's the inner workings of somebody's mind at 4 o'clock in the morning after a lot of beer. That's not news. That's retardation in tandem with reality. So, I personally think we should ignore social media. And yes, I understand the irony of my statement there that I'm being here on social media. I get it. Somebody needs to be here saying something that's true. Somebody needs to be the adult in the room. That's why I'm here. But that's my answer to your question. I hope that helps. Linda Davis says, hi, everyone. I'm here, but I'm exhausted from the day. So no cookies? Never fear. Amanda got you. I have cookies. Amy says, hi, Cookie. Hi, Linda. How are you? I'm sorry you're tired, or rather exhausted. I would suggest that you get an exhaust pipe. Because that would make you prososted it would make you exhausted instead of exhausted. Something. I don't know. There's a joke there. I'm just too tired to figure it out. Ferd Turkey says, Jake, your voice sounds better, brother. Thank you. Prayers, prayers, prayers. That's probably why it sounds better, all the prayers, and thank you for that. I had a bad night last night. It's just the way it is. I have good ones and bad ones, and last night it was killing me.
Highlander Hun, hope you had a good day, though.
Heart. Where do you see though? You're adding words to your own sentence.
Sure.
You wrote that right.
I typed it. I can say what I want.
Especially when you're typing it.
Well.
Or you could just type every other word and then fill it in as you go.
Sure. Leave you in suspense, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. And everyone else, too. Hi, welcome to the end of English language. Kevin says, hello, Linda. And Linda says, my son won his division and won over all divisions. Wow. So he won his division and everybody else's division. Nice.
That's cool.
That is good. What did he win? What was he doing? Is he the firefighter one or the other one? Is it a football thing or a firefighter thing? I'm confused.
She's got a whole herd we got to keep up with.
Right? I know. Debbie's here. Hi, Debbie. Debbie says Britain voted in the ones in charge. No, Britain voted in the ones in charge. There are consequences to those decisions. I don't live in Britain, so I don't care. I don't mean to be rude, but I have no dog in this fight. Amen. I feel the same way. It's not my place. So whatever they do is on them. Although, you have a neighbor that'll show you how that'll work. If you just watch us, don't do that. Right? Amanda says,
what's that, Jump? Hi, Debbie.
Kevin says, hello, Debbie. And Mabel, I'm good. Has Victor contacted you yet? That's a good question. How's Vic doing? My guess is he's just now, right about now, getting settled in good to where he went. Probably got everything up in the air right now. Amy says, my friend ran a diagnostic on my car today, reset the check engine light and got the heat working. I need AC sensor. The only code that came up was a catalyst. You mean a catalytic converter? I need to run STP through the fuel system. Yeah, that's a good idea. STP is a good product. I would recommend Mystery Oil, Marvel Mystery Oil.
Or Lucas. But STP's good too.
Well, Lucas is good too, but Marvel Mystery Oil's been here since the beginning of motors, and they're still here, so go with that one.
Marvel Mystery Oil is different than Lucas.
It is, but it'll fix what ails you.
No, she needs a fuel stabilizer, a fuel cleaner, not an oil cleaner or a block cleaner.
Like you know what a catalyst is.
Word, here we go. Anyway, hi Mabel. Mabel says, yes, I did take a picture, but that's my business. Thank you very much. Of her food?
Yeah. Yeah, I did take a picture, but that's my business. Thank you very much.
Gotcha.
Well, that's what I'm looking for, a woman with backbone. I don't like it when they just take it and go, I like it when they fight back a little.
Why, so you can argue more?
Yes, you got it. You understand me well.
No. I don't like arguing.
Boy, did you pick the wrong color to hook up with. Amy says, hi, Debbie. And Kevin says, Amy, try Seafoam. It's very good stuff. Seafoam.
Yes, very good stuff, Kevin.
Well, why do you want our car to be green all of a sudden? It's not easy being green. Haven't you ever watched a cartoon? See how my brain works? I went there. You didn't even think of it, and I went there. That's why I get paid the big bucks. Amy says, thanks, Kevin. Patty's here. Hi, Patty. Patty says, hi there, Miss Amanda. You do such a great job as a co-host.
Hi,
Peace.
Patty, and thank you.
Did you notice that passive-aggressive slap in the face?
What, the co-host?
Yeah.
So?
Don't you ever forget it.
You know what? I'm female. I'm first. Don't want you ever forget it.
I don't. That's why you're on a pedestal. Mabel says, Kevin, yes. Well, we spoke a few times on his journey from Canada to Ukraine, but he mostly rested, and we had a couple of hours to talk last night, and today he is officially back on duty, and the countdown begins. I know, right? I know you can't wait for that thing to hit 0. I know I can't wait, and I don't even know the guy, so I hope it all goes well. He's in our prayers. Amy says, hi, Patty.
Hi, Patty.
Kevin says, hello, Patty. Patty says, hi there, ladies. Big John Nugget says, good evening. How is everybody doing, Hart? Hey, John, nice to see you. We were just talking about Britain a second ago.
Hi, Nugget.
Patty says, and gentlemen also. Yeah, notice you didn't even say hi to me.
Nope. See, ladies. Ladies first.
Mm-hmm.
You see who the co-host is, right?
Yeah, you see who knows. You see who knows how to turn the machine on, right?
You see who everybody says hi to first, right?
Yeah. Delusions of grandeur.
Hey.
And Debbie says Amanda can't be fired. Slaves have to be sold. Ha! I'm being politically incorrect tonight. Touché. And this is the place for it. And we are politically around here. We are politically incorrect. Aaron, what's up, brother? He says, gotcha. And Hart. Linda Davis says, Jake, I saw a lot of those banana hammocks bikinis today. Right? I don't know whatever got into anybody's mind that was okay. It is not okay. And I'm okay with that. Aaron and Linda, nice to see you guys. Kevin says, hello, John and Aaron. Amanda says,
hello, Aaron. LOL, Debbie. Shh. Don't tell him that. He'd be a millionaire. He'd been sold me off to the highest bidder.
It's funny that you think you would fetch $1 million.
Oh, okay. Let me write out my resume and see how quick.
Yeah, you do that. Aaron says waves, like sea waves or like hand waves, or like electronic waves or light waves. What are we talking about?
Sound waves.
A lot of material under the waves category.
Hello, Aaron.
Linda says, hi, Patty. Hi, Patty, Aaron, Debbie, and Nugget. Heart. Aaron says, hugs. And Mabel says, Hannah says, hi, Jake. Hi, Hannah. Nice to see you. And actually, good news. We will finally officially be starting Hannah's homeschooling on Monday with a roller coaster. Oh, what a roller coaster that was. Oh, I know. It's crazy what you got to do to get that set up. But you got it all done and set up and you're good. That's excellent news. And I'm sure you'll never regret it. Dwight On says, do you support Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What, do I look like, a moron? Of course I support the guy who's actually fighting for the country and the people that I love. I don't care what the blue-haired ninnies are doing. Mabel says, ciao, Aaron.
MAGA.
MAGA. Make America grotesque again. Make America gorgeous again.
Make America grand.
Make America grand again. And make America gigatonic again.
Make America godly again.
Amen. Kevin says, hello, Dwight. Yes, hello, Dwight. Nice to see you back. You've been here before. You just might not remember it. I do. I have a photogenic memory. That's not a photographic memory. A photogenic memory is the same thing as a photographic memory, except my brain decides what it cares to remember. But it doesn't remember everything. Aaron says, ciao, Dorito Loco. Living Dorito Loco. Upside, inside out. Living Dorito Loco.
Gotta turn this fan down. I'm freezing.
I like Doritos. And Debbie says 100% Trump supporter. Aaron says, but Dwight, why does it matter who I support? That should not color who you support. I'm not trying to convert anybody here. I'm just doing my thing. Who do you support and why? Alex Block says, is power important? Well, you're the second person to ask me that question, so I'm guessing that is the theme of today's trolldom. Power is important if you find importance in it. Power is important if you have power. It's important if you need power. It's important if you wield power. It's not at all important if you don't care about power. So that's the answer to that question. Moving on. Hi, Alex. Welcome. Amy says, Aaron, kissy face.
Ooh.
And Debbie says, although, if Trump picks a nuclear option and ends the filibuster, he is an idiot. Why do you say that, Debbie? Because we won't get to use the filibuster when it's our turn? True. Aaron says, Alex is like 14. Right. Wondering about power. He probably watched a video on Rome and just needs to know. Amy says, John Nugget, high five with your good hand. That's the left one. Right on. How you doing, John? How you feeling today? Somebody was just asking about people getting arrested for social media posts in Europe. And I told them that didn't have anything to do with us. I don't think it's a good idea, but to each his own.
It's okay, Aaron.
What's okay?
The
That he's
14-year-old.
14? Yeah. They got to learn too. Maybe they'll hang out with guys like us and develop a personality and go out into their community and become strong Republicans. Hopefully. Amy says, hi, Dwight and Alex. Welcome. Please hit that like button and subscribe. That's the red button. Aaron says, I know, I'm saying that's cool. It is kind of cool. Animex says hi with 2 eyes. Hi, Animex. Is that hi Hawaiian? Because of the 2 eyes? Never mind.
Yeah, as long as he acts right.
That's right. You got to act right, even if you're young. Debbie says power is only important to those who hold the power. or those who are oppressed by it. Kevin says, hello, Animex. Nice name, by the way. It's like animation meets Mexico.
It's like anime.
Players Inc. says message deleted by Amanda. So apparently it's not worth my time.
No.
See how that works. Aaron says, Uncle Ben from Spider-Man answered it best. The guy with the rice? Oh, shit, he went there. With great power comes great responsibility is what he's referring to. I like the rice guy better. He said, good, or something. Rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat. That's a different guy. That's a potato. Anyway. Who's the lady with the jugs?
Aunt Jemima?
Aunt Jemima. That's the one. Amy says, I like Uncle Ben. He makes good rice. See? I'm not the only one that went there. Angela says, hi, everyone. Hi, Angela. Nice to see you with your Pac-Man ghost in your hearts.
No, that's ghost with her.
That's a heart. That's a smiley face with breasticles. Amy says, hi, Angel.
Hi, Angela.
Angela. Angel. Angel. Yeah, that's Angie. Never mind. I don't like her anyway. Aaron says, facts, Amy. Kevin says, hello, Angela. Angela says, Amy, Amanda, Kevin, Hart. Oh, my. Angela says, Kevin Hart. Oh, my. I said that already. Big John says, I heard Trump put ships near Venezuela and Putin's getting involved, helping Venezuela with weapons. Yeah, that sounds about right. You think it's going to come down to war?
Not wise on Putin's part.
Not wise on Venezuela's part, too. They don't know this because they got big friends, but they're a tiny little country, and we would smash them like Hulk. Smash. They really don't want to do that. I hope that doesn't come down to that, though. But if they keep sending boats full of cocaine in our direction, we're going to keep buffeting them like they're flies. And maybe we'll put an end to that before it gets started. We'll see. Trump has famously not started any new wars and has ended quite a few of them. It remains just like a Chad hanging on a ballot. It just won't go away. It's like herpes in the 80s. It won't go away. You just keep getting breakout sores. I'm gay. Well, that sounds like a problem. You should probably speak to a therapist about that. The rapey is good for I'm gays. The rapies are good for I'm gays. You got a case of the I'm gays? You need the rapey guy.
You need to go buy you a Prius.
Or get a Prius. That'll bring you out of the closet in a hurry. Hello, back at you, by the way. Amy says the news has difficulty determining what opinions and what's facts. What are opinions and what are facts? Yeah, they do. And I'm not really sure that Venezuela is an actual problem. It might be, but people do things. It's okay. I'm sure at any given time we're getting boatloads from other countries popping into Florida and popping into California. The Californians don't mind. They like it. But in Florida, they're coming for an entirely different reason because they want to build a bank out of cocaine. No, wait, that's the 80s. They want to find freedom, so they come to Florida, and there's a bunch of empty boats. Notice that nobody ever gets in those empty boats and goes back towards Cuba. They just all come here. It's funny. The boats are free. You can just take them. Just take them. They're yours. Get them out of here. They've been abandoned because the people that came in them are not getting back in them to go back. Notice that nobody across the board, including all the celebrities that say, we're going to leave America if Trump gets another term or if Trump does such and such work. Not one person went and taken the free boat to go back to Cuba, which is a socialist country, and you guys are touting socialism, right? Go. It's free. I'm sure somebody there will give you lunch money to go with for free. Please take it. Get out of here. Nobody? Not one? What does that tell you about the world? Kevin says, hello, I'm gay. Kevin. Ixnay on I'm gay. Debbie's listening. They named themselves that just to get somebody to say that, by the way.
Which is funny because you're only allowed to change your name like twice in 60 days.
I know, right? So you're stuck with I'm gays.
Right.
Funny. Children. You're at 8:49. Amy says, hi, I'm gay. Welcome and please subscribe. Yes, I can't not read it that way now. Aaron says, Linda always got a cookie ready. Yes, she does. So do I. I got cookies right now.
Fresh baked cookies.
And Debbie says, Big John, if that is the truth, then I say let the party begin. Amen. I think that Trump and Putin talk. And I think they're on opposite sides of this thing for a reason. I think that's a back way into other negotiations. And I really think that Venezuela is probably being used for that negotiation ground. I think what happens there determines what happens on the big stage. We'll see. Amy says, last night was fun, though. Thank you. I didn't know if everybody was enjoying it or hating it. I couldn't talk. And I was sweating the whole night because I could barely speak. And, but I enjoyed listening to the music and taking a trip down memory lane and showing you guys something you may or may not have seen. Mabel says, Amy, this is because for too long our leaders have chanted their opinions as fact. Yes. And Linda says, Aaron, blah. Danielle Krakow says, hi. Hi, Danielle. Daniela. Nice to see you. Angela says, hello, I am not falling for that. You go, Angela. Kevin says, hello, Daniela. And Amy says, hi, Daniela. Welcome. Please hit that like button and subscribe. It's good for you. It makes you feel good. Hit that red button. It'll give you a personality and everything. Not that you don't already have one. Linda says, he's the cop and he does the bodybuilding. Got it. Okay. Who's the cop, says Aaron. You have to read the whole chat to get that. He's the guy that won all the divisions. Linda says, Aaron, my son Jake, what a strong name like that, how could he not win, is a cop, and my son Thomas is the firefighter. Got it.
Yeah, Linda's got a whole herd. We got to keep up with all 12 of them.
Jake the snake from Farms, and Thomas the tank engine for firefighting. Got it. What it is, Marvel Mystery Oil can be put in your fuel as well as it'll keep things lubed and goobed. Yes, Marvel Mystery Oil is the shit. I stand by it. Hi, what it is. Nice to see you. And it's been here as long as the engines have been here, so that's the one I trust. Nice to see you, buddy. How you doing? Did you catch last night's show? Aaron says, I see I can wear a fire suit and you can use the cuffs, LOL.
How what it is?
Kinky. Kevin says, hello, what it is? And Amy says, hi, what it is? Handsome guy. Oh, shit. Go, what it is? What it is says, hello to all in the live. What it is the building. Hello. What it is in the building. Hello. in the house. What it is in the house. Sorry. Hello, Jake, Amanda, Amy, Walter, Lady B, and Linda Davis, Aaron, and to all, even Jake, again. Hello, what it is. Nice to see you. Half of those people aren't here.
Yes, they are.
Lady B's here.
Lady's not here.
Walter's here.
Oh, no, not Walter. But everybody else is.
How many people are there?
More than there's not.
Jake,
1, 2,
Amanda
3.
don't count. So Amy,
Yes, 4, 5. There's 5 there.
Jake and Amanda don't count. We're here
So
all
there's
the time.
3 to 2.
3 to 2. So half of those people aren't here.
Not
I
quite.
stand by my statement. Angela says Kermit the Frog saying, "It ain't easy being green." True, true. And Fozzie Wozzie
Was a bear.
was a bear.
He didn't have no hair.
He didn't have no hair.
Wasn't fuzzy.
He wasn't fuzzy anymore, was he? Amy says Aaron in a firefighter costume. Fire, fire, fire. Aaron, you better get on that calendar, buddy. Take a picture like this. Linda says, Aaron, Jake is the bodybuilder. He picks things up and puts things down. Thomas is my Mr. Fix-It. Right on.
I thought that was Bob.
Bob the Builder?
Yes.
Aaron says, I might have to make that picture, Amy.
Oh, Lord.
We need a calendar, an Untethered Live calendar.
Put all the guys on the calendar. Do we have 12 guys to go on the calendar?
I think we got 3 or 4. 4 guys. 5. We got 5 for sure.
Well, we need one more, and then we could do y'all twice.
Right. I'm down. I'll do a spread with a banana hammock. A hammock with a banana on it, and me standing in front of it going.
And some leather breeches.
You like that, huh?
Show your manhood. Talk about what religion you are.
I don't need leather breeches to show my manhood.
No, but
all I gotta do is stand up, and you'll see it.
I'm just saying, the leather breeches. I could really mess with Debbie and Amy and let them know that there's a podcast of you way back, and you're in a pair of jeans. And if you look at just how he's sitting in them pair of jeans, you can't look at nothing else. I promise. I tried.
I can't help it. There's also.
I even told him about it when I talked to him that night about the videos I would watch that day. I was like, I don't know what happened on the video. He's like, why? I'm like, because I couldn't stop looking.
Do you remember that picture of me at the attic in maroon leather pants and no shirt?
Yes.
You need to get that picture and post it on Facebook. I know it's somewhere. I just don't know where it is.
I'll find it.
I think they'd appreciate that. Big John says, sorry, my chat jumped. Hang on.
8:57.
8:57. What, you turn into a Southern girl all of a sudden?
No.
It's 8:57.
Just the way it came out.
Why I just can't stand it when it's sticky. Britain didn't vote. They just didn't vote for the Conservative Party. And it wasn't a landslide victory. Most voted for different parties like Reform. And in 3 years, Reform will take over Nigel Farage. Is that a good thing, though? Isn't Nigel Farage like fighting for the common man? I don't know much about him, but from what I've seen, I think I like that guy, but I really don't know enough about him to make that a formed opinion. He might be a snake in the grass, like that guy from Canada, the guy that was running with the apple, and he was always sarcastic to the press. I thought that guy would have been the perfect guy to run Canada. Turns out, not so much. But I didn't know that. His first impression seemed pretty good, so. Angela says, thank goodness we are politically incorrect. Amen, heart. Yeah, there'll be none of that correctness here. We make fun of everybody. This is a place that you're absolutely not safe if your feelings get hurt that easily. The Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. says hello. I want to read that comic strip. That sounds very interesting. The Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla.
You don't remember them? He's been here before.
Really?
Yes.
I've never read that name before in my life.
Yes, you have.
Well, hello, Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla, whom I've never met before.
Oh, my Lord. Yes, you have.
I've never seen that name before in my life.
I
I
promise
would
you.
remember that.
I promise you, I can go back and prove to you you have.
Okay, well, hello again. Judy's here. I remember that. Funny how that works. Judy says, hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Well, you should really check that out and get a test. If you're that late, you might be pregnant with a little Jake baby.
Uh-oh. I got osmosis going on there.
Amy says, hi, Judy Hart. And Judy says, hey, Jake and Amanda. And darling,
Hi,
we
Judy.
don't mind that you're late. Mabel says, hello, Judy. How are you? And Judy says, hey, Amy. And Amanda says,
Hi, Judy.
and Judy says, hey, Mabel. And hey, Hannah. Nice. Amy says, Gypsy and the Vanilla, welcome back. It's been a long time. I swear I don't remember that name.
I'm telling you, you don't remember it, but I promise you've said it.
Gypsy says, I lurk now and then. Well, I'm glad you're here. And I apologize for not remembering that name. That's a great name. I'm into it. And I dig it
And
very
you
much.
said that to him the first time you met him.
Really?
Yes. It's a husband and wife.
Well, that sounds to me like I'm exactly the same person that I pretend to be.
But that's a husband and wife. They've been here before.
And-
He's been here before. I think it's him this time. Gypsy.
And Debbie says, Jake better start packing his bags. He has a trip to Sofa City coming up.
Debbie said, I'm going to put your ass on the couch. Put him out there with a dog.
Well, since we're fantasizing, might as well make it big.
Oh?
Yeah. I mean, that is a total fantasy, but if you want to make that big, go ahead, be my guest. Enjoy the dream. Might as well add money to that too. Aaron says a quantum wave. Now we're talking. Are we talking about like split experiment quantum waves or something else? Quantum entanglement, spooky logic kind of thing. Kevin says, hello, Judy. Amy says, make America God-fearing again. Yes. Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla says, I like Doritos. I like Doritos too. Aaron says, oh, damn. Now I want Doritos. Mabel says, right. Amy says, I like the new flavor Doritos in the gold package. I have not tried that yet. What is it? What kind of flavor we got going on? What kind of symbol is that behind the Dorito fingers? Oh, spicy Dorito. Got it.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize the triangle. Aaron says, the hot ones, Amy, them fire.
They fire.
They fire. Yeah, that's what hot means. Gypsy says, who controls, who has power is more important. I agree with that statement. I think it's a finite world of the powerful. They live in a particular environment. And there's a whole universe going on outside of that environment that has nothing to do with it. But those of us that are inside of that little carefully crafted facade, the fight for power is paramount and utmost, because if anybody ever gets an inkling that there's more going on than just this, they can walk away from it, thereby rendering their power moot. And so they don't want that to happen. The only reason they have power is because we allow it. And they don't want that to change. So they will keep you invested in something to keep you busy so you don't look up and go, oh, I don't have to do this. I got to live over there and it'll be just fine. You ever figure that out? Power means nothing. Debbie says, I'm a Frito Bandito, the chili cheese ones. Amen, sister. I like chili cheese Fritos too. I like chili cheese Fritos and chili cheese burritos because I'm a bandit, baby. And also, I like chili and cheese.
Was that a coffee hint?
Yes.
Okay.
Gypsy says, guacamole Doritos. Nice. They make those? Or do you dip them in the guacamole? Aaron says, they have those? That was my question. Amanda says, yes, Debbie. Twists are good too. I don't like the twisty ones. Maybe it's just me. I don't like twisty fries and I don't like the twisted up Fritos. I like regular things. I know I'm weird. And Debbie says, yes, Jake, what can help in the short term can harm in the long term. The filibuster. I agree. Well, the filibuster was carefully crafted because they needed a way out of the 51 vote thing. So if they have a certain number of people that agree, they can stand there on the floor and just talk for hours, thereby stopping the vote, keeping them from going through with the thing. If they don't have the filibuster, then when they have a majority vote, that's law. And there's no recourse to fight against it, as I understand it. So what they use the filibuster for is to jam up the cogs so that the vote don't go through in time so that they can have their way in stopping a thing from happening. If they do away with that, which is the nuclear option, which means the president takes power and does what he wants to do, regardless of what the Congress is saying, basically, that's the general structure of the idea. If he does that, that renders the filibuster moot, and then they can't use it anymore. And that means either side. Thank you. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander, which is why the Democrats are so freaked out right now because of all of the weaponization of the DOJ. The DOJ is now currently going after all the people that weaponized it in the first place. What did you think was going to happen when you decided to use the DOJ against the Republicans in the first place? Did you not think that was going to come back to bite you in the ass? Because when you do it, we get to do it. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if I was you, I'd play nice and keep things status quo. Play by the rules that have been established and don't rock the boat. And therefore, everything will run smoothly when you're in power, as it will when we are in power. And if you rock the boat, you make damn sure that you mean it, because when it's our turn, we're coming for that ass. That's basically what's happening there. Aaron says, time to heat up my ribs. Well, dude, I mean, come on. All you got to do is put a jacket on. Or you could go dancing. That's one way to heat your ribs up. Aaron says, yeah, I'm going to use a microwave. Judy says, hey, Debbie, and hey, Kevin. Amy says, Aaron, the Kroger, they sell guacamole tortilla chips and a hint of lime, store brand, and they're good. Nice. A moot point if you don't have a Kroger's, though.
Walmart has them.
Walmart has them. We have a Kroger's here. Big John says the government have rolled back on hate speech. They say, but they are still arresting people only if you're not liberal. Two-tier policing. Yeah, and we're having that problem here too. People that are it's rules for thee and not for me. That's a thing we have a lot of problem with. There are certain people getting in trouble for things that the other side does it and they get away with it scot-free. If we do it, we go to jail. Simple. That is not good. That's not a way to run a government. It's not a way to instill confidence in your people. Because if it's rules for thee and not for me, nobody really knows what they can get away with until they get in trouble for it. Not a good look. Aaron says, Walmart has those. They're good. Gypsy says, yes, there are a couple companies that still make guac chips. And they are usually good, and I wish Doritos did. Stay tuned, right? Amy says, speaking of jugs, did y'all see Fab Daddy's Halloween costume? a mammogram machine? I did not. Was it good? I heard about it, though.
No, I haven't seen it yet, but I did hear that's what he was going to do and post a picture of it. I bet is it like any of our I had to see this, so now do you, so now you do too things?
Probably. Yep. Now you live with it.
Right. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Mm-hmm. Bill Bennett's here. Hey, Bill. Nice to see you, my brother. He says, howdy, all. I hope. Howdy, all. Hope having a good evening. I hope we have a good evening, too. Are you going to be with us for that evening? Or are you just popping in to say, I hope you guys have fun? I'm out. Which is weird. Kevin says, hello, Bill. Amanda says.
Hi, Bill.
Amy says, hey, Bill. Aaron says, we called that syrup ain't your mama, because if we had it in the house, it ain't your mama who brought it. It's expensive. I understand that. I always liked Aunt Jemima. I never saw the problem. Those people existed. The fact that one of them had a syrup company that was massively successful, I don't see the racism there.
All right, I don't either.
But, they're going to complain about everything. I can take you right now, today, and introduce you to a person that looks just like Aunt Jemima. I don't see that to be a problem. That's not a stereotype. Those people exist. So she put her face on the bottle. It's her company. It's Aunt Jemima, not General Washington's Aunt Jemima. That would be racist. So I don't see the problem. I wish they'd bring it back. If for no other reason, just to stick it into people's faces who are complaining about it.
Yes. And Aunt Jemima's some good syrup.
Yeah, I can also equally introduce you to thousands of black people that'll swear they love that syrup.
Yes.
So if they love it, can't be that racist, right? Maybe I'm wrong about that. This notion of changing the names of football teams and removing mascots because they're problematic, I really wish we could get past all of that. Because sometimes things are done in jest. Sometimes they're done ironically. Sometimes that's exactly what they're saying when they do that. And if you rob them of that, you take the nuance out of the argument, what do you got left? A bunch of hurt feelings and professional victims. That's what you got. And I don't like that idea. Kevin says, I hope my troll comes back tonight. Right? Judy says, who's your troll, Kevin? Aaron says, you have a personal troll, Kevin? Amanda says,
hi, Kevin. Or all Kevin, maybe.
Amy says, me too, Kevin. The door is opened. Luke Jones gets a message banned by Amanda, so I'm guessing that is not worth my time. How do you feel not being worth my time, Luke Jones? Kevin says, Judy, the name is something like Horizon. Luke Jones again gets a banned by Banhammer. Luke, you must not be very valuable tonight. Judy says, oh, okay. And Amy says, a Prius or a Saab? Squab.
Luke, go away with all that shit. What's that, Jump?
906.
Thank you.
Which is incidentally is the name of a religious group in Georgia.
Jumped far.
Risen, Kevin. Rizen. That might be.
Yeah, Risen. It was Rizen.
Aaron says, does your troll have a jewel in the belly and colored hair? Does it sing, Kevin? No, that's I Dream of Jeannie.
He's married and definitely not gay, so move on.
Patty says, does people still think the news is real? Unfortunately, yes. Yeah, there are still droves of people that swear by CNN and MSDNC or MS Now because they had to get rid of that name because people made fun of it. Because MSDNC stuck. So they had to change it to MS Now. which we'll make up something to go with that too. They can't escape it.
They already have. They've got a, what's it called, an anagram or whatever it's called for it. Isn't that what it's called?
I think so.
An anagram or something where the first letter spells it out.
Mm-hmm. Amber says, good evening, everybody. Hello, Amber. Nice to see you, sweet lady. Come on in, take your shoes off, dance a little. Get up on the table, show us your ankles. Amy says, I didn't see what Luke posted. Must have been bad. That's what happens when you get banned. I didn't see it either, because it's not worth my time. So let that be a lesson to newcomers. If you're going to say something for the first time in a chat, make it worth your time, or you're not going to get seen. Kevin says, Aaron, this troll likes to challenge the existence of God. Oh, yeah, I like those too. I like it when they ask really dumb, really obvious questions as if it's existential to their very being, because they've really put some thought into this simple question. And I just knock it down with a cheap little glance blow that barely even makes contact. Yeah, I like those. Amy says, hi, Amber. And Judy says, hey, Amber. And Amy says, I remember her, Kevin. Was it a her? Might have been. Aaron says, I know. And then I kicked them before Kevin. Oh, okay. Kevin says, hello, Amber. And Aaron says, I know who it is. Well, Kevin really enjoyed fighting with that person. This is the second time he's mentioned it. I didn't even see it. I don't even remember it. But apparently it was good to him. So if that guy comes back, let Kevin have him. Or person, if that person comes back. Amber says, Bernard, Diamond, Heart, Diamond. Kevin says, Aaron, if that person comes back, please don't ban right away. Yeah, let him get a few barbs in. Amber says, ladies, hearts. Aaron says, I won't ban anyone. Big John says, I took a test today, a COVID test. Well, how did you do? Did you make 100? But I'll be fine. Thanks, Jake, for caring. And everyone, I definitely need a new body. I do care, but I didn't know you took a COVID test today. So I couldn't have cared about that because I didn't know about it. But now that I know, I am concerned. How was your test? Do you have COVID? Amber says, hello, 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 hello. I heard the bell ring. Just saying, Bernard. Aaron says, well, unless they just vulgar. Right. Debbie says, it's okay if Kevin is gay because I'm gay too. Gay is a verb. I am actively happy, and that's gay. That's the way the word used to be meant anyway. Anytime they said it before 1980, that's what it meant. After 1980, they co-opted that word and it means something different. It's kind of like the rainbow. Up until the early 2000s, the rainbow was a symbol to remember Noah and his journey on the ark and God's restructuring of the world, facelift on the planet. And after that, after the 2000s, it meant something else.
Now it's a shit-packing symbol.
Much like everything, Satan twists what God does. Everything. The cross is a symbol of Christ until the upside down or broken cross became the symbol of anarchy. Satan twists everything God creates. Judy says, hey, Nugget. And Big John says, hi, Judy Hart. Judy says, LOL, Debbie. Amber says, Debbie, I pray for you as my sister in Christ. Be as gay as you wish. Smiley faces and prayers. Theron Newbie says hello. Hello, Theron Newbie. But you don't have to repeat yourself. I read it the first time. Hello and hi. Amber says, hello, who doesn't count? Or hello, who doesn't count? I don't know who you're talking about. What do you mean, who doesn't count? Anybody that's not related to Count Dracula. Kevin says, hello, Theron. Amy says, hi, Theron, newbie. Welcome. Please like and subscribe. Amber says, Ollie, Ollie, oxen free. You like that expression, don't you? What does that even mean?
It's a kids show thing.
It's come out wherever you are. Judy says, hey, Theron. And Amber says, smiley, 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 smiley. Amy says, don't forget to include a picture of Jake's feet for Debbie. Oh, she has one.
Yeah, it's a hide and seek thing.
Aaron says, Jake with a guitar. I got plenty of those pictures. You can have your pick. But shirtless with leather pants on to show my butt? Very rare. But doable. Now you got to get that picture out there so people can see it because we're talking about it.
What, your feet?
No.
Oh.
The leather pants.
Oh.
Are you not listening?
Yes, I am.
Mabel says, we had the gay talk with Hannah a while ago. One of her friends was expressing things to her she was uncomfortable with. Even in Canada, such things have gone way too far. Not as common, but still. I know, right? Unfortunately, us normal people did not see it happening when it was happening. My entire school district was taken over by the wokies, and I did not know. And it come up on me by surprise. And by the time I got the idea that something was wrong, it was too late. It was already done. When I finally figured it out, it was 6 months after the fact. So pay attention to what your kids are into, believe me. Amber says, doobie time. I'm too sober for this. Too sober for what? A non-sober podcast? Hang on, my chat jumped.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Nope.
9:16. LOL, Amber.
Yep, I got it. Debbie says, thanks, Amy. I need that pic.
I'm going to see if I can find it. So if I don't answer, just read it.
All right. Judy says, I hear you, Mabel. I'm so glad my lids are gone. Your lids are gone? Does that mean that you can't blink? That you have to see it when it comes before your eyes because you can't look away? You're like that guy in that movie?
It's on your Jake Johnson page, isn't it?
I don't know. More than likely, it's on my computer somewhere. Oh, your kids are gone. That makes more sense. I was like, good gracious, don't torture yourself. How did your lids get gone? Did you cut them off? Gross. But your kids are gone. Yeah, I understand. I'm glad they are too, because this is not a place for raising kids in this time. Amber says, I'm just saying, sit to my left, because y'all aren't right. Well, I'm right. I don't know about you. Amy says, smiley face. And Debbie says, oh no, Judy, your kids are gone? Where did they go? I think she meant grown and out of the house. Big John says, Long John Johnson. Right on. Well, not long, but fat, for sure. Aaron says, Amber singing Doobie Doobie. Do where are you? Doobie Doobie do where are you? I got some pot to do now. Doobie Doobie do, where are you? I got some pot to smoke now. Doobie Doobie dee, where you be? Time to waste and come now. Mabel says, I am sorry. Please elaborate on this, Judy. I think she meant, I'm glad that my kids are out of the house because I don't have to deal with that anymore.
Yeah, it was a typo.
Reverend Vanderbilt says hi. Hello, Reverend Vanderbilt. L'chaim. Amanda says, LOL, Debbie. And Amber says, Debbie, I don't. Smiley face, puff, puff. You don't smiley face or you don't puff, puff? And Judy says, oh, no, I can't type either. I got what you were saying, Judy. Amy says, hi, Rev. Welcome. Please like and subscribe. Reverend says, smiley face. I'm a reverend also. Although I use the term pastor, but on my paperwork it says reverend. Judy says, with all the stuff going on in schools now, I'd probably be in jail, Mabel. Right? Well, believe me, if I'd have seen it coming, I would have been in jail also, but they got me before I got the chance to see it happening. You see, I thought school was like it was when I went to school. I didn't know. I even met the teachers, and they seemed nice. I didn't see what was going on. I didn't see it. And I was a single father. I didn't have a mother in the house, so I was doing everything. So I probably wasn't paying as much attention as I should have been. But they snuck up and indoctrinated my kids out from under me while I was trying to raise them. And then it was too late. Then I couldn't stop it. And then I had to fight for several years and ended up losing anyway. So I haven't seen my kids in many years now. I have no idea what's going on in their lives. And it's all because woke. You're welcome. So I started a podcast to expound my knowledge to the world so that if in the event that my children ever come looking, it'll be easy to find. And all of the daddying will be done and filmed so that they can have their pleasure at it. But maybe it'll benefit somebody else too. Big John says, I've seen him before, Gorilla, on here. Gorilla the Vanilla. Or whatever it is. The Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. Yep, apparently I'm the only one that doesn't remember. But I apologize for that. I meet thousands of people a week. It's amazing I remember any of them. Amber says, Aaron, diamond, heart, which is binary. Was looking for you and the Kingdom Kid person. I'm happy to see you. Or I was looking for you and Kingdom Kid. I'm happy to see you. Judy says, way too old for that, Jake.
Wow.
What?
I'll have to I'll have to show you. Well, I could show you, but
just tell me.
I
have a very vivid imagination.
I was trying to find the one picture, so I was trying to remember where exactly it was. So I Googled Jake Johnson Untethered Live, and you should see what you come up under AI.
Oh, yeah. What?
This is Jake Johnson and Untethered Live can refer to a few different things, but prominent one is Untethered Live Bible Study led by Pastor Jake Johnson, which can be found on platforms like Facebook and YouTube. There is also a Jake Johnson, not musician Jack Johnson, associated with the Untethered Live phrase.
That's
or
me.
His podcast, or his podcast, such as on Apple Podcasts. The query may also be misunderstanding, as the musician Jack Johnson had a live stream concert called Live from Hawaii, which occurred.
That's not me.
I know. That's what it just said. It can be misunderstood, which occurred in July 2022.
I have a funny story about that. I was playing at a place called The Attic, which is a very important rock and roll history kind of place. Everybody's ever been, anybody played there. It's one of those buildings, it's like in the circuit that's famous in the 70s. Anyway, I was playing there. And I was out front walking into the building, and I was listening to these two people standing in line, waiting to get in, and they were so excited. And they said, excuse me, is the band going to start soon? And I said, yeah. And she says, oh, I'm so excited to see Jack Johnson. Do you know when he's going to get here? And I just assumed that they were talking about me and just mispronounced my name. So I said, yeah, he's already here. It's me. She's like, you're not Jack Johnson. I said, yes, I am. They said, no. you're not Jack Johnson. I said, yes, I am. I just haven't put my makeup on yet. And they looked disgusted. And I went on in the building. And then my bandmates told me who Jack Johnson was. I didn't know. And so there was a group of people that came out to see me thinking I was him.
Anyway, it goes on to say potential interpretations. Pastor Jake Johnson's Bible study, a popular Untethered Live, is a Bible study led by Pastor Jake Johnson and often featuring his wife Amanda Johnson. Can be found on YouTube, Facebook, and other podcast platforms.
Wow.
They're up to date on us.
Right? How about that?
That's cool. I have never Googled it before.
I haven't either.
Well,
there you go.
Yep. That's a little close.
What?
It pinpoints us. Untethered Live family. Says right where we're at.
Really?
Yes.
That's not good. You need to fix that.
The exact town we're in.
That's kind of scary.
I don't know how it's got the town on there, though.
I don't either, because I don't give that information out.
I don't either. And when I did the thing, I put Carolina Beach.
Well, AI is too smart for its own good.
Anyway.
Aaron says, happy to see you. I'm happy to see you too, buddy. Mabel says, Judy, okay, yes. And this is why Hannah is being homeschooled, and we have more supervision over who she is around. Amen. And that is a beautiful thing. Always, in this day and time, you have got to stay over top of your children, because they will steal them right out from under you without your even being aware that it's happening. Amber says, I've hotboxed the room too much. Sorry for your memory loss, Jake.
Yeah, right?
Right on. I knew something was causing it.
Between her hotboxing and me smelling like it, it's done got you, huh?
Yep. Aaron says, my J tag is blue now. Does my peacock dance? Right on. Your peacock does, in fact, dance. And congratulations on the blue J-tag. You're very close to getting a badge.
12 months.
Shh. Amber says, Aaron, smiley, 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 dance. Weird smiley, smiley, dance. Dance, smiley, dance, dance, smiley. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Sorry. Debbie says, Judy gets a Jake baby, and I get to touch a guitar. What's up with that? You can have a Jake baby, too. And you get a Jake baby, and you get a Jake baby. Amanda says, LOL, Amber. Are you done?
Well, yeah, but I'm not on my screen where I can follow you.
Okay. I'll keep reading you then.
Yeah, I'm still running around on my computer.
Judy says, I think that is a good idea, Mabel. It really is. And I'm sure Hannah is going to be much the better for it. Her outcome just increased by 50%, capable of being whatever she wants to be. Amber says, oh my gosh, Amy S. Prayers, 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 thank you. Amy S. Amy E. says, Mabel, my son excelled at homeschooling and he graduated a year early. Right on. I excelled at homeschooling too. My prom date was a little weird. But other than that. Amanda says, oh, Debbie, just now, right? Just now, right? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Judy says, no baby for Judy, Debbie. Aaron says, Jake caught the Doritos pun.
Oh, the all Debbie was playing with the guitar and not getting a Jake baby.
Oh, yeah. Just not right. You clarified. You don't even remember clarifying, pothead.
I'm running around on the computer trying to find stuff, so I'm not thinking about that.
Amber says, promise, I'll try to remember about Kingdom Kid. I liked him. He was feisty and ready to learn. Well, he comes, mostly at Bible study, but he comes. I seen him this week. Probably Monday it was. What's today? Saturday. It's probably Monday or Wednesday. I saw him. And Mabel says, Amy, I think Hannah will too. And she is very mature and independent. And I think it'll be a good bonding experience as well. And it will help me get better at English too. I did not realize you don't speak very good English. That will definitely improve your English.
Well, she's Italian.
Well, I knew that, but I thought she spoke English.
Well, she just moved to Canada like 5 years ago.
Well, I don't pick up on everything.
Yeah.
Amber says, I think that auto-typed me, but puff puff. As long as it's typing you, doesn't matter if it's automated or not, right? Aaron says, boo-hoo. What? Big John says, universities are toxic places now. You would learn more homeschooling and life skills. Exactly. Yeah, 10 years ago even, I would shout from the rooftops about education. You have to be educated. You must go to college. It's part of life. Now I'm totally against colleges. I take the Charlie Kirk approach. I think you're better off to not go to college. I would never hire anybody that came with an application and said they went to college. To me, that just means you're a woke idiot. I don't need that. It means you're entitled. It means that you're going to be hard to deal with and not going to get very much done if you even show up. So, no, I'd much prefer somebody with no education, with more hunger and more desire to learn the experience. Gabriel Fernandez says, release the Epstein files. Well, I would, Gabriel, but I'm off this week, and the president has his thumb on the button, so I can't really do anything about it. But as soon as I get back into the office, I'll look into it and see if I can't get the Epstein files out to you personally because you asked. Does that make you feel better? Big John says, Amy, fantastic. And your son. Wave your hand, wave your hand. Or maybe that's a turkey. Turkey. Amy says, hi, Gabriel. Welcome. Please like and subscribe. And Bill says, I think we need to keep the filibuster. So if the wrong evil Dems the wrong evil Democrat libs ever get back in power, keep the filibuster. LOL. I agree. I think that's a good tool to have when you need it. I don't like it when it happens to us, but I like having it when you need it. So I don't think they should do away with it. I think they should find a way around it.
Okay, I'm back and I can't find it, so it must be on your computer. Or I'll have to go back in on some of our chats or something and figure out where it is.
I'll find it. Amber says, Gabriel, LOLOLOL. As if Clinton washed those, they're gone. Yeah, that amazes me that people think there is an Epstein list. Listen to me very carefully. If you think that the world's power structure, the highest people in power, are secretly going to an island to diddle kids, and do you think that they've all been recorded onto somebody's list, and that person has been dead for 10 years, and the contents of that person's homes have been in FBI custody for 10 years, you honestly think there's a list? You think that it hadn't been scrubbed off the face of the earth by now? That anybody that's ever been involved hasn't been over there taking a swipe at it to make sure there's no evidence to ever have been found? Do you really think that? You might be dumber than I thought you were if you think that. And I think you're pretty dumb to begin with. It's a preemptive, you're an idiot. So, moving on. There is no Epstein list. You will never, ever, 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 ever hear whose names were on it. You will never, ever know the truth of that. Jeffrey Epstein is a character. The evil that Jeffrey Epstein was involved in has been here for thousands of years, since the Garden of Eden, and it will continue to be here long after he's gone, long after you're gone. Jeffrey Epstein is just the current face of it. Someone will replace him. They already have. And you don't know that person's name yet. And unless they screw up and step out of line, you will never hear their name. Or if you hear it, you will never associate it to the evil that is currently taking place. Believe that. Remember Jimmy Savile? He was the last one. If you think I'm wrong about that, go back and watch Pinocchio, the original one from the 30s, and watch specifically the scene where the guy's in the bar talking to the jackal or whatever it is about kidnapping little boys and taking them to Pleasure Island, and the fact that they never come back as little boys because they come back as little girls is the implication. That was in that movie. It still is. They didn't remove it. That's what they're talking about. That very evil in the 30s. It was open knowledge in the 30s. You understand what I'm saying?
Because everything is bullshit.
Correct. Amy says, in my opinion, the Epstein files were destroyed by the Biden administration to protect powerful people on both sides. I think it was destroyed by the Clinton administration when he got in trouble. You see, Jeffrey Epstein was not supposed to get in trouble because of Donald Trump, a thing you don't hear about. And it has been said now on national television, so that backs up, and you can go check the tapes. I said it before they said it on TV. Donald Trump went undercover with the FBI and did a sting operation on Jeffrey Epstein because of Donald Trump testifying against him. Donald Trump turned him in. Donald Trump got the evidence, and Donald Trump is the reason he got arrested in the 90s. That was not supposed to happen. If that hadn't have happened, you would have never heard Jeffrey Epstein's name. But because he went to Mar-a-Lago and Trump did not like what he was doing at Mar-a-Lago, Trump turned him in, and then the FBI had to move on it. So that tells you right there, initially the FBI was not involved. But when they found out who he was, they got involved. Why? Because the evil is higher than the presidency. It's higher than the FBI. It's above it's among the people whose names you don't know. The people who run the people whose names you do know. You understand? If Trump hadn't happened in the 90s, Jeffrey Epstein would have never got caught. If he'd have never got caught, he'd have never went to jail. And that exposed the whole thing in the light. And that means from that moment forward, Jeffrey Epstein had to go down, and they planned and methodically destroyed him over the next 10 years. And then they killed him when he went to prison the second time. So there you go. What now?
The Clintons.
Yeah. Amy says, right, Amber. And Amber says that was tie away sheets with cameras and guards watching, FTS. Which stands for filibuster time, shitheads. Or something. What does it stand for?
I don't know. For the record.
Fake titties, son. For the S. For the Star Spangled Banner?
I don't know.
That was tie-away sheets and cameras. Tie-away sheets with cameras. Tie-away sheets with cameras. I didn't know they had such technology. And guards watching. Kinky. FTS.
First trimester screening.
Fits the situation.
Funds transfer system.
Fungible token stockpile.
For the struggle.
Fat titties, sir. I said titties twice because I have a one-track mind.
Clearly.
Mabel says, Gabriel, I have a question about the Epstein files too. But do you not find it strange that no one chanted release the Epstein files until Trump was elected? Why do they care now? Did they not care before? Good question. Because now it is politically expedient for them to care, which means what they care about is dependent upon whether they're winning or not. That should tell you everything you need to know about that party. It's all about winning for power. It ain't got nothing to do with morality. And they're okay with all kinds of evil stuff. Which is why we can never let them have power again. Amber says Biden was the stall out for a Hail Mary flush. Is that what happens when you're in the bathroom and you have to strain for too long?
That's hemorrhoids, isn't it?
That's a Hail Mary flush. Jesus, please let this come out. It happens. Amy says, right, Mabel. Amber says, my opinion. Convince me otherwise. I'm with it. I'm not trying to convince you of otherwise. I agree with you. Amy says, he posted it on the Untethered page.
I think you're talking about Fab, maybe.
Maybe the costume? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Amber says, it's sick shit. I still don't know what FTS stands for. Factory Template Station? Amanda says,
I spent the day with my sister-in-law, so I haven't seen it yet.
yeah, they went walking today. Like big girls. It was nice.
Went trail walking and checking out some campgrounds and stuff.
Amy says, complain and cosplay. Who does that describe? The left. They are cosplaying everything. Aaron says they made up some BS story about her being a slave and him stealing, and I think they did put her back. Who? What's that about, Amanda?
What?
What Aaron just said.
Story about being a slave. Oh, Aunt Jemima.
Oh, Aunt Jemima. They did put her back?
No, not yet. They were talking about it, but they haven't done it yet.
I think they should. And I agree. And it doesn't matter if she was a slave or not. That's the past. You see, this thing I don't understand is people getting upset who never were slaves, but getting upset at people who were never slave owners. It's in the past. Don't repeat the mistakes of the past. That's why those things are there, to remind us of where we came from so we don't do it again. I don't understand this desire to be a victim. And it's everywhere. A lot of people act that way. I don't desire to be a victim. Amber says, Aaron, in my mind, SSDD.
SSDD, same shit, different day.
Look what happened to Target. Well, that's just because they embraced the woke like most companies did, because somebody convinced them that there was money in it. For whatever reason, they all latched on to the young people because, and I'll tell you why, traditionally, young people is where the money comes from, because young people buy toys and parents desire to please young people, so they spend their money on what young people like. Here's the problem. In this day and age, the parents are not with the woke nonsense and they don't support it, and the young people are doing it all by themselves. Young people don't have money, which means if you support them, you're not going to have money because they're not going to buy anything from you. So if you go woke, you go broke. How many times does that have to happen before you realize this ain't the ship to hitch your wagon to? Teenager was invented in the first place. You have forgotten that. It was invented to make money. It's a marketing ploy. You know, before teenagers, before the 50s, you were either a child or you were an adult, and there was a rite of passage in the middle. That doesn't happen anymore because we invented the teenager. And we want to keep people teenagers as long as possible, which is why you now have 30-year-old teenagers. Because as long as you're a teenager, you're spending money on teenager things. And it's all colorful and fun and full of life and all of that good stuff. And yes, it sells. When you turn it woke, that's a perversion of the original thing. And when you pervert a thing, it goes bad. That's what perverted means, twisting it towards the floor. Perverted. Right? So when you pervert something, it goes bad. And that's happened. So now being young is a virus. It's not a pleasant thing. You're welcome. You did it to yourselves. Amy says the problem with renaming teams and changing logos is assigning modern day values to something that happened a long time ago. Right. It wasn't necessarily racist back then, but when you modernize it, it is. Well, you can look at anything through a modern lens and derive some meaning from it. But a real historian will look at the thing from the past and try to understand the history of the past and the civilization that thing came from and look at it through that lens. That's what being a historian is. This other thing that people are doing is not historianism. It is modern. It's what is the word I'm looking for?
Modernization?
Modern dystopianism. They're trying to make everything the end of the world. So we live in a forced dystopian future. Dystopian is the opposite of utopian, which is paradise, right? The thing that's always been unattainable, the fantasy land. Now we live in the opposite of that because they did it to themselves. Amber says, Lando Lake. Right on. There's a place in Florida called Lando Lake. Mabel says, I'm an Italian immigrant in Canada. Is Trump good? Is Trump bad? Is he the boogeyman or bogeyman if you're from that part of the world? I am not to say, nor does it affect me. Well, Trump is neither good nor bad. He's just Trump. He does some good things. He has some good ideas. He has some bad ones too. Newsflash, he's a person. He makes mistakes like everybody. He is he's a product of his time, a man of his generation. He has embodied in him things that were important when he was young and popular. That's not necessarily the same thing the world needs now, but on his policies and on his foreign affairs, the man is the right guy for the job. He just is. He may not be the guy you want to be friends with. I don't know that. Every time I've ever heard him talk off camera, he seemed very humble and very polite and very talkative. I don't know. Everybody like Bill Maher talked to him, he said he's not the same guy in private. I think what you see on TV is a character. He crafted that character to get things done, and he uses it to great effect. But I don't think that he knows how to turn it off. I think that when you are a thing long enough, it merges with you and you become that thing, whatever character you portray. So I think a little bit of that's going on. Is he bad? No, he's not bad. He's not the boogeyman either, despite what the news will have you think. He is not. He is, though, just a guy. And he may be the greatest president we've ever had. And he may not be. It remains to be seen. Aaron says, what happened to Target? They went woke. Amber says, all that woke shit. Aaron says, I don't shop there. Right on. 2 edits. Must have said something not worth my time because he got banned.
Yep.
Mabel says, that was quick. Yeah, they don't last long. Amanda's an amazing banhammerist. Like the shootist, but with a banhammer. She's a banhammerist. Big John says, I don't watch mainstream media. I watch Tushy TV on YouTube. It's true news. Right on. I think I said that right. Tushy. Tousi. Repeating yourself is not going to make me see it. 2 edits. You have lost your privileges to speak. Amber says, Target created an entire black created and made section, and then they got robbed blind and almost broke. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Most stores have a section that is pushing to a specific demographic of people. They want to sell where the money is. That's an understandable thing for businesses to do. However, they should probably investigate as to whether or not there's actual money in that thing or not, if they want to make money. It doesn't seem to me that companies these days are interested in making money because they're doing things that hurt their companies. And they're doing it blatantly and in broad daylight. And it makes no sense to me. The best thing Budweiser could do is apologize to their fans and to do pro-America, pro-football stuff and nothing else. Yet they won't do it. They cannot not play the game because they're convinced they're supposed to be woke. They're convinced that they get negative points if they don't meet certain criteria. But the thing they're missing is nobody appointed that company to give them negative points. You could just ignore them. It doesn't hurt you unless you believe in it. It's like voodoo. I forget the thing is what it's called, but you get certain points for being woke, meeting certain criteria, having a transgender and a diverse team, and you get negative points if you don't have those things. And billionaires are falling prey to this, and it's a company they made up. It doesn't exist in reality. Nobody cares what you do in reality. It only affects billionaires. And they're bought into it. So they can't not double down. And they're going to double down themselves right out of business. Because they can't see where their bread is buttered. The money comes from the people that you supply. If you don't please them, they don't pay you and you go broke. Funny how that works, isn't it? Maybe you're not as powerful as you thought you were. Maybe the customer's always right. Maybe you're beholden to the class of people that shop there. Maybe you shouldn't look down on them and hate them for being the class that shops at your store. Because without them, you have nothing.
LOL. Yes, Mabel. I'm quick.
She is that. Aaron says, so they're waking to the wrong people, right? LOL. That store for rich people and 20-year-old white girls that watch too much TikTok, like Trader Joe's. Yes. Yes, those are a product of their time. They will be gone post-haste. As soon as all of this 20-year-old white girl stuff stops happening, they will go out of business. And the thing about 20-year-old white girls, they don't stay 20 very long. So, it is a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Edits, move on.
Mabel says, you were like a gunslinger with the thumbs. Yeah. And Amanda says,
Yes, Mabel. Bandhammer.
the bandhammer. This town ain't big enough for the both of us. Aaron says, Amber, that Target must have been in the hood. I don't know that they make Targets in the hood. Seems like a downtown kind of thing. Funny thing is, though, these Democrat cities that are Democrat ran, that are strongholds for democracy, all of their stores are closing down and leaving because they're tired of getting robbed. Like in California, they've set the limit now. I think it's like $999. If you don't steal that much, it's not even a crime. They won't even stop you. So people are just walking in and walking out with carts full of stuff, TVs and whatever they can grab, and nobody's stopping them. Well, funny thing is they have to buy all that stuff, so they have to sell it. If they don't sell it, they lose money, big time. So they're running out of businesses. Again, they've done it to themselves, like that Chaz. Remember Chaz, where they cordoned off a city block and declared it a new country, and they were going to be ran by woke people, and they nearly starved to death, and 3 people died in that month? Yeah. That's what happens when you let the children run the show, because they don't know what they're doing. They're children. and we just letting them have their fill of the place, doing whatever they want to do. Let's stop that. Let's smack them in the mouth and tell them to sit down and shut up and regain control of the ship that's careening towards the rocks as fast as it can go. I hope somebody does. Amber says, this is when I remember my right to remain silent. Smiley, smiley. Right? Amanda says,
You read all that. There's 3 of them.
well, you wrote it. You read it.
I know it was for you, though.
You can't read it, can you?
I can't read it. I'm typing.
Ollie Ollie Oxenfree is a phrase shouted in children's games like hide and seek to signal that the game is over or that players can come out of their hiding without being tagged. It is a call to safety, originally thought to be derived from all ye whose chat will jump. Hang on.
9:39.
Originally thought to be derived from all ye outs and free. Somebody just made that up, just so you know. Meaning all those who are out may come in without penalty. The exact origin is debated, but the phrase has also been linked to the German phrase Alle Auschenfree, which is translated to kill all the Jews and start all the factories. No, that's not what it is. All also are free. That's probably where it comes from. Mabel says, I believe woke behavior is a product of greed and selfishness. You're not wrong. For so long, society shrugged it off, sort of do what you want or let it be, but that wasn't good enough for them. Well, funny you should mention that. People always ask me what the problem with society is, and I tell them, do what thou wilt. Do whatever you want to do. Is Satanism. That is the religion in a nutshell. The worship of Satan is to do whatever you want to do, to have hedonism. The opposite of that is discipline. You must restrain yourself in your flesh in order to grow. If you plant a seed and just leave it to its own devices, it'll grow all over the ground, but it will not grow up. It'll grow towards the sunlight, it'll grow towards the water source, but it'll grow outward. It'll be whatever it wants to be, but that's not beautiful, is it? If you plant a seed and then the minute it sprouts, you put a piece of metal there to guide it, strap it to the metal and control how it grows, you can turn it into a beautiful, lush tree that produces many fruit. It becomes beautiful because of your discipline. You restrain it. That's what disciple means. You have to restrain the flesh to make it grow. If you do what you want to do, you are practicing Satanism, which is what his pitch to the people are. Yea, hath God said, that in the day you eat thereof you shall surely die. You didn't die. You became as God. You knew what God knows. That's the original promise. The promise of Satan. I'll give you what God has so that you can be God yourself. Problem is you're not God. You are a created thing, and the best place for you is to recognize you are a created thing and to live accordingly, humbly, in the service of God. You must decrease so that he can increase. So that's the answer. The woke people are practicing Satanism. They are doing whatever they want to do. That is the mind virus, the great delusion to a reprobate mind mentioned in the Bible. That's it. And the mark of the beast is LGBT.
Yes.
Now, how did I come to that? He who is wise, let him calculate the number of the beast. That is 636, which is, by the way, the number of a man. Have you ever seen Baphomet? the image of Baphomet, the satanic symbol? It's an androgynous symbol. It's a male goat man with breasts. Think about that for a minute. What is the ultimate wickedness? Perverting God's creation and making it androgynous. He created male and female, not a mixture of the two. Right? So what is the mark of the beast? The right hand or the forehead? The right hand is always symbolic of the work or the thing that you're doing or the power in the Bible. That's what it means. So it's the power of the thing you do. What is in the forehead? Your brain. So what the mark of the beast is an ideology, not a barcode tattooed on the back of your hand or a computer chip or any other thing. It says in the Bible that you won't be able to buy or sell without being marked by the beast. Well, look at places now. You go up to a store and there's an LBGT symbol in the window signifying their allyship so that they don't get destroyed. So at some point in the near future, you won't even be able to buy groceries unless you identify as an ally to LBGT.
Antifa.
Or Antifa. Which is all under the same umbrella, wokeness. Right? So that's the mark of the beast. You're welcome. I just broke ground here on Untethered Live. I just told you something that no one on earth knows except you. Congratulations. What are you going to do with it? Forget it by the morning? Yep. Moving on. Judy says, that's so sad. Jake, what is?
You losing you and the kids.
Oh, yeah. You have no idea. Many, many, many years of my life just shredded. I'm a husk of a man, a shell of what I used to be. The loss of my children was more than I could bear. And I wouldn't begin to drag you down by explaining to you all that went on, but just know that I'm not talking from a place of not experience. And Judy says, a Jake baby, too old for that. Aha. Well, you don't have to take me seriously. I can just poke fun at you, right? Oren Ken CT says, hi all. Didn't you get kicked out the last time you were in here?
A few times.
Behave yourself, Oren. And hello. Amy says, hi, Oren. Welcome back. Oren says, thanks. And Judy says, hey, Oren. And Kevin says, hello, Oren. Oren says, hi. Aaron says, you can request that to be removed. Yes, but I won't.
Hi, Oren.
Oren says, hi. And Aaron says, Google Maps does that location. Oh, yeah. You can request to have the, yeah. We're going to get on that because they're not supposed to know that information. And Big John says, I've been busy today creating some new music tracks on my Beat Machine and FL Studio. Nice. I've messed around with that before. That's awesome, John. You got anything good? I need some new intro music because I keep getting blocked on Spotify for using music that was given to me for free to use for free, a free license to use. Apparently, they changed their mind. So I need some new music that won't copyright ban me for an intro to the show. Anybody wants to make that, I'd be awesomely appreciative of it. You can look to what I have to see what I need, about how long it needs to be, and about what kind of energy it needs to produce. Something that says Untethered Live uniquely, something that people will hear and recognize. Just hit me up, UntetheredLivestream@gmail.com if you make something. Obviously, you'll get credit for it. Aaron says, hi, Oren. Oren says, hi. Amber says, I lost the chat thread. I'm sorry to hear that, Amber. There isn't really a chat thread. You can talk about whatever you want to. Patty says, oh, Big John Nugget, you have a recording studio with a console and everything? He has a laptop with a software console, I'm guessing. Amber says hi. What it is says, did your prom have a stick shift? Yeah. Well, do the math. If I was homeschooled, it would be my mother. Or my sister. I wasn't homeschooled. It was a joke. Amber says, hey, LOLOLO, TF. Totally fine. Tubular fantastic. Testicle ferret. Testicle ferret? Anyway, Amber says, that was crazy. I think I'm back. Nice. Big John says, Patty, it's on my laptop, but I have loads of DJing equipment. Nice. I do have a full studio with console and everything. And a music studio and a movie studio. I can do film too. Matter of fact, I'm filming in it right now. Mabel says, yes, iPhone has a decent translation app, and sometimes I can speak to text Italian and it will give me the English translation. It's hit or miss. Autocorrect helps a lot too. Well, that's all right, Mabel. Whatever language you speak, we'll figure out a way to communicate. As long as you can understand me, that's what matters. I'll figure out what you're saying. Mabel says, I'm getting better, though. Ninja Rider, long time no see. Ninja says, hi. Or, hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing out there? You ain't been around in a while. What you up to? How come you quit coming to the show? Kevin says, hello, Ninja. And Patty says, well, Big John, that's great. Smiley face with a tongue sticking out. Amanda says, hi, Ninja. Welcome back. Long time no see. How you been? Aaron says, Mabel, the new AirBuds will have a real-time translator app that will translate as it's being said like a live conversation. Yes, the universal translator in Star Trek has become a reality with AI's help. Won't be long, and you'll be able to hear right inside your head whatever language people are speaking, you'll hear it in your language. And then whatever you say, they'll hear it in their language. And Judy says, cool, Mabel, and hey, Ninja. Big John says, Prince Andrew has been stripped of all of his titles, so he is called Andrew Windsor, and that's it. How about that? That's bad, right? Wasn't he the prince at one time? Or was he a duke? I don't know much about the royal family. I thought Andrew was a prince. Judy says, not so sure how I feel about that nugget. Well, obviously, it doesn't affect us because we're not under a monarchy. We don't follow British rules, so it wouldn't matter to us. But I'm a monarchy supporter. I mean, I want them to succeed. So whatever's good for the monarchy, I think that's what they ought to do. And if I understand correctly, which I'm not sure that I do, Prince Andrew was accused of quite a few nasty, nefarious things. So he probably should be stripped of his titles. Probably should be in jail, actually. If he's guilty of the things he was accused of. I don't know that either. Are you eating?
Huh?
Are you eating?
I just had a peppermint.
Stop it.
Oh, you heard the wrapper?
Yeah, I heard the mouth.
You didn't hear the mouth, you heard the wrapper.
I heard something. Stop it. Thank you. Patty says, wow, Big John, that's crazy. And Mabel says, Aaron, they are already experimenting with this on the new AirPods. I seen video on it, and it looks really cool. Yeah, I hope they get that right. That's going to solve a lot of problems if we can communicate in our own languages without having to learn other languages. What it is says, how the hell do the Dems cause so much bullshit, let alone get the opportunity to jack up the system and hold it hostage? Well, that's an interesting question, what it is. I've asked that same question myself. How do these people get the power to do what they're doing? You do realize that we're talking about 1% of the entire population. 1%. It's a very small group of people that's making so much noise. And yet, the media is trained on them like they're the only people in the world.
And they're getting paid to do it.
And they're getting paid to do it. But
I saw videos the other day of people crying because they have to go get a real job now because the protests are going to be ending and they're not going to be getting paid to protest.
I saw a video of a girl that was complaining about that 15 hours of community service for her $4,300 food stamps a month. I said, you realize that's $287 an hour, and you're not good enough to do that? You're too good to work 15 hours at $287 an hour? Give me that opportunity right now. I'll double it. Walter Davis says, good evening, all. Walter, what's up, brother? Amanda?
Hi, Walter. Too many things going on.
Turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. Aaron says, Mabel, I know I'm letting you know that it's out now. Mabel, I know, comma, I'm letting you know it's out now. The AirPods. Right. Debbie says, Big John, I also read he had to move out of his royal residence too, but does he keep all his money? Like, will his standard of living be lowered? I don't think they have money. I'm not sure about that. I think, as I understand it, that the community of people pretty much pay for their existence. They're like entitled, right? Which sounds crazy to us, but to them, that's kind of the way it goes. They are royalty, so whatever they need is covered right off the top, as I understand it. I might be wrong about that. So it's not about them having money. They might have private wealth. I don't know if they do or not. But whatever they have need of is just covered. It's just part of doing business, if I understand it correctly. John would probably answer that better than me. Says who? This guy? Yeah, this guy, Oren. This guy is the guy that says things that are true. Are you not picking up on that?
He hasn't picked up on the last 3 times he's gotten booted out of here either, but
yeah. Here's a little clue for you.
Get a clue.
I have a tip. Would you like for me to give you a tip? I mean, if you really want me to, I'll put the whole thing in, but here's a tip. Don't come here if you don't want to hear me talk.
It's a fat tip.
It's a fat tip.
It's a fat tip.
Big fat tip. Mabel says, oh, autocorrect, sorry. Your comment said, maybe the new AirPods, not Mabel the new AirPods. Sorry, Aaron. Amy says, I'm falling asleep. It's been a long day. My internet isn't cooperating as well. I'm going into lurker mode. Amy, I love you, sweetie. I know the feeling. I'm falling asleep, too. Not really, but I feel the urge coming on. Aaron says, please add context, Oren. Oren is just a troll trying to cause trouble. For some reason, it seems really strange to Oren that he comes to my show and then is struck by the awesomeness of me speaking and can't believe it's happening.
And then wants to know where all the other subscribers are.
Right.
Like they all come at the same time every time.
Where are the other 1,400 subscribers? Oren, why do you care where the other 1,400 subscribers are? Why does that matter to you? Are you trying to make a point by stating that? Do you think that everyone who has a show has every one of their subscribers watching at every moment that they're on the air? Where are your subscribers at?
I think he's the one that doesn't have any.
How about you go take a long walk off of a really short pier and stop worrying with my subscriber count? Why does that matter to you? Is your life that unimpressive that you're worried about how many subscribers I have? And why they're not all here watching me at one time? Has anybody ever suggested that they would? Do you think that's a measure of something? What's the problem here? What point are you trying to make? Spill it out or shut the hell up. Judy says, hey, Walter. Big John says, yes, Debbie, that's true. And Sarah Ferguson took hers away, too. Who's Sarah Ferguson? Is that the Duchess of Cornwall or something? Aaron says, Oren, I remember you now. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, he's got a whole 2 subscribers.
Oh, yeah, the 2 subscriber dude. Where are all your subscribers at? There's only 2 that ain't watching you right now. Imagine that. Does that make you feel good? What it is says there's a club called the Man Boy Love Club. Yeah, it's called NAMBLA, which is based in Northeast molesting boys. There are a lot of rich, sick, and political people involved, and that's why Biden sniffs little girls' hair, remember? Oh, yeah, I remember. I watched it in depth. I did shows about it. Watch the Hyper Bowl, and you'll see my take on why he does that. Anyway, yes, NAMBLA is a real thing. The National something or other of Man-Boy Love. Allison Chains, good name. I like it. Protecting intel agencies, Mossad and CIA. Congratulations, Allison. That sounds like a very important job. And Judy says, hey, Aaron. And Amanda says,
who cares, Oren? Mind your business, not your business.
Kevin says, hello, Allison. Please like, subscribe, share, support, and join. And hit that super chat button if you can. And if you really can, I've been a good dog. That's CashApp $ Jake Johnson Band for the subscribers that are watching. Oren K says, imagine that. Imagine what, Oren? Imagine what? What are you saying? Do you think anybody here is listening to you or cares what you think?
Hi, Fab.
Fab's here? Oh, there he is. Hey, Fab Daddy. We done with the politics talk yet? No, Fab Daddy. It's political night. It'll be done when I end the show. If you're here, it's still going on.
He was just getting here.
Come on in. Have you met Oren? Oren seems to think it matters where all of my subscribers are at the moment. Oren, how's your show doing? Amber says, I got the munchies. Stands to reason. Fab Daddy says, hi. Aaron says, hey, Fab. Kevin says, hello, Fab Daddy. What it is they need to put back the Confederate statues, and the dumbass is took down. That's part of our American history. If we don't look back on history, it will repeat itself. I agree with you. 100% what it is. Not only that, those Confederate statues, those guys, that's not all that they did. They did other stuff too. They were famous for more than one reason. Allison says, hello, Kevin. And Deb says, no, Fab, California still sucks. Ah, right. What it is says, well, it's amazing that African Americans forgot that even African people here in America were slave owners and had plantations. Yes, and they forgot that how those people got the slaves in the first place. They were sold to them by the Africans. And also, there's no such thing as an African American. I apologize if there's any black people in here that don't agree with me. I'm sorry to tell you this. You're American. Period.
LOL, Debbie.
Fab Daddy says, ladies, don't mind the sucking. They don't usually. I've never had that experience anyway. Most of the time, they're quite giving. Wait, what are you talking about?
Drown you if you ain't careful.
I know, right? Waka, waka, waka.
Give you a scuba gear so you can breathe.
Amber says, my kids try to blame me. They don't have white privilege. No lie. Real shit. Real life shit. White privilege is not a real thing. There are people who have money, and there are people who don't have money. The people that do have money have privileges. The people that don't have money have struggles. That's just all there is to it. Doesn't matter what color you are. I think being able to get on TikTok and complain about all your woes is quite the privilege. I never got that opportunity growing up. I just had to figure out how to eat. I love it when people tell me I'm privileged. Really? You took a bath in a wash tub twice a week whether you needed it or not? Because I did. You had to kill food to eat it before you ate food that wasn't killed? I did. You had to go outside to use the bathroom in an outhouse in the middle of winter? Because I did. I'm privileged? Really? I had a job when I was 11 years old. When I was 14 years old, I lived with a woman in my own condo and was the foreman of the job I worked at. And drove my own car that I bought. That's privilege? No, that's hard work. Walter Davis says, going to sleep. Good night, all. God bless. Walter, hi and bye. Nice to see you, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow night. Bible study. Come get you some. Amanda.
Night, Walter.
Fab Daddy says, and neither do the fellows.
Like sucking.
Well, I prefer being sucked.
That's what he's talking about. He said the ladies like it, and so do the fellas.
Sometimes. Kevin says, good night, Walter.
Damn, Amber.
Damn, Amber. Real life shit. True that. Gang, gang. Big John says, Debbie, when Prince William becomes king, he's taking Princess Harry and Meghan titles away, too. That would be hilarious. What it is. Thank you for the $20 super chat. God bless you, my friend. I appreciate that very much. No message. Orange Sunshine says, what? African people here in America has African slaves, LOL? Yes, they did. What, is that a surprise to you? You didn't know that? You didn't know that black people were part of the slave trade? Both giving and receiving? Maybe you should study some history.
What time you at?
I am at 10:07. And Aaron says, he can do that, John? Yeah, if he becomes king, he can do pretty much whatever he wants to do, correct? Isn't Prince William Harry's brother? So he'd be taking his brother's princehood away from him. That's interesting. Meghan Markle. She even destroyed the monarchy. That's privilege. Imagine thinking that you're entitled to be a princess and actually becoming one. Wow. Amber says, what? Funniest shit ever. I'm on the West Coast. They're on the East Coast, and I'm okay with them living some life. You talking about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry? I don't think living life is the problem that they're having. I think complaining about it is. Judy says, hey, Allison. And Debbie says, as he should, Big John. Harry abdicated his title. Yeah, I think he pretty much gave up on all that stuff. Meghan Markle was just too good. He knew even being a prince, he wouldn't do that good again, so he just went with whatever he could do to keep her. My guess. I don't follow all that, so I don't know much about it. Patty says, well, I guess I will turn in now. Thank you, Miss Amanda and Jake. Good night, all. Prayers and wakabunga. Cowabunga. Waka waka cowabunga. Patty, God bless you, sweetheart. Nice to see you. Come see us tomorrow night for Bible study.
Night, Patty.
Judy says, hey, Fab. Oh, that's right. Fab Daddy's here. I forgot. What's up, Fab? What are you doing out there tonight? How was your Halloween costume?
I went and looked at the picture of it.
How was it?
It's funny.
Invented the teenager? Yes, Orange Sunshine. You must be a teenager. In the 1950s, the teenager was invented to sell cars, of all things, and also other industry popular stuff. I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but before the 50s, there was no such thing as a teenager. It didn't exist. Teenager is an idea. There's no age when you become a teenager. You're either a child or you're an adult. And in the old days, that's the way it went. You were a child and you did what children do until you were old enough to do what daddy did, and then you were an adult. And there was a rite of passage that brought you into that world, and then you lived that life. Period. I think we should go back to that. That would put people like you out of business. A teenager. Fab Daddy says, hey, Judy. And by the way, you keep asking questions as if they're rhetorical. No, I stated what I stated, and I'm correct. So if you have an opinion about it, state it. Don't just repeat what I said with a question mark. That doesn't make you sound very smart. Mabel says Europe has slaves too, even more so than Americans. Strange how many European countries don't practice the same racist blaming culture. I wonder why. Well, because like teenagers, it is a invented construction. Here's the news flash. Everybody has been slaves at one point or another in the past. Everybody. We also enslaved Irish people at one time. They were looked at as lower than the black people. If you don't believe that, read Darwin's book, Origin of Species, which has a longer title that ends in the phrase favored races. Interesting that they don't ever talk about that part of the title, though. Read his book. The guy, Darwin, the guy who touted evolution as a theory. Read his book. And you'll find out that the Irish people were seen as lower than the apes, and the apes were seen as higher than the black people. That's the way they saw it in those days. The actual racist people. I don't agree with that sentiment. I think he's full of shit. But that's what he thought. Now, every culture, from Mongolians to Egyptians to Hebrews to Irish people to black people to white people, Caucasians, Anglo-Saxons, everybody has been slaves at some point in history. That's just the nature, and it used to be par for the course. Slavery is how you build cities out of stone. That's how that works. Now, slavery only means what it means to us in America in the previous 400 years. Before that, everywhere else in the world, slavery was looked at more like indentured servitude. It's more like having a job. We still practice that today. It's called working in a cubicle. It's the same thing. You give yourself to a service for X amount of time to pay off a debt or to pay off a piece of property or to pay back wrong that you've done to somebody or to sentence a punishment or something like that. So that's the way they did it. And while you were there, you worked. You provided labor and things got done. A lot of times that labor was skilled labor, and that's why they could build giant pyramids or cathedrals and things like that. Skilled labor in indentured servitude is how you get Shard Cathedral. Or anything of the like. So, yep, nobody else practices the blaming culture like America. We like to blame people for the past. And I don't know that reason why that is, but I know the result of why that is. Fab Daddy says, good night, Patty. Big John says, I love Trump, man. That got sense and powerful. Yes, he is powerful and he does have sense. And in this particular incident, he is the man for the job. Maybe not so much in the, connect with young people arena, but in the world of fighting and being the powerful guy on the block and keeping the world in check and things like that, he's definitely the guy for the job. Amber says, I raised them, not the TV. I hold no fear around either of them. Life has a way of humbling people. Mama and grandmother can't. That is true. Aaron says, do the jewels for YouTube do anything? No. I have not seen where they do. I don't understand that system.
I've checked into it, and you get so many jewels, and it gives you a ruby. It's supposed to be some, I don't know. I don't think your channel's up to that level where it's going to do anything for you.
I don't think you get any money out of it. I don't know if it costs any money to play that game.
Yes, it does.
It's not giving me any money. I've not received anything out of jewels. So I don't really understand what it's for, but it's not for me. If you want to give money, do it with CashApp or do it with Super Chat. Don't do it with the jewels, because I don't know what that's for. But I'm not getting anything out of it.
People use racism because they think they're entitled.
That's true.
And no, Aaron. And they do, but they don't apply to Jake. They get you a ruby. Woohoo, LOL.
And Judy says, good night, Walter. Fab Daddy says, maybe because the South was bitter from losing the Civil War, and bitterness formed into the KKK that lasts still to this day. Fab Daddy, that's not true. Number one, we lost the Civil War because they cut off the supply chain and we were starved out, not because they couldn't win by fighting. That's number one. The Civil War was about trade. It was not about slavery. Number two, the Democrats started the KKK, not the South. Sorry, look it up. Everything you believe is wrong and backwards. Everything. KKK is a Democrat institution. It's the Republicans who were against slavery. It was under a Republican that slavery was banned. It was under a Republican that civil rights were approved. Go back and look in history and see who it was that was fighting for those things. I think you're going to be surprised when you hear the answer. Or you're just going to put your blinders on and pretend you didn't hear it. More likely the case. Aaron says, it says I have enough to give a gift. Well, give a gift. See if it helps. Amber says, it's 7-Eleven here. Make a wish. I wish that jewels translated into money. Big John says the word racism is being used too often these days. Yes. Yep. It's become a byword. And as we all know, if you say something too often, it loses its value. If everyone is racist, then no one is racist. And Judy says, night, Patty. And Amanda says,
KKK is a has-been. When was the last time you saw anyone in the KKK?
Right. When's the last time you saw them march on Capitol grounds or anything like that? Back when the big Democrat was in office back in the day, they had big marches right on the mall in D.C. They hadn't done that in a long time. Now, if you're in the KKK, you're a backwoods has-been that has no education and no real business in the fight in the first place. Yes, racism does exist, but it is so rare and so obscure, the average person has never seen it.
Not true racism anyway.
Not real racism. This bullshit that's been all over the internet, yeah. But not real racism, not real hatred for a race. If you actually hate somebody because of their race, you've got bigger problems than hating somebody because of their race. Amber says, gift sounds like blue team stuff. Is this guy a real historian? Asks Orange Sunshine. Well, I'll let Amanda answer that.
I already did. Go ahead. Keep going.
Debbie says the KKK was started by disgruntled Democrats. No Democrat wanted civil rights either. Right. And Fab Daddy says since high school, the 80s? What are you asking?
Since the KKK was around.
Oh, no. No. The real KKK has not been around since the 60s. They kind of petered out after that whole civil rights thing. That's what they were fighting against. After that, they just kind of went away. Yes, the organization still exists. You could go become a KKK member right now. I don't think you want to, though. And everybody feels that way. So their membership is down.
He's highly intelligent, Orange.
That was your answer to am I a real historian?
Yeah.
The answer is yes, he's a real historian. He has paperwork to prove it.
I understand that.
Fab Daddy says, I don't like haters. Nobody likes haters. It's incumbent in the name, Fab Daddy. Hater. Who wants to be around a hater?
Exactly. KKK is washed up has been.
Yeah, it's not a real threat anymore. It never has been, really. Maybe for a real short period of time in the very beginning when the president was also a member of the KKK. Yeah, it might have been a threat then. It's not a threat now. When's the last time you've seen a real cross burning or a lynching or people chased out of town because they were married to a black guy or whatever? You hadn't seen that since the 60s. Amber says, I so bad want to pet a horse. Well, I mean.
Keep it in your pants. Yes, Debbie.
Fab Daddy says Debbie is correct. Yes, Debbie is correct. Big John says, Amanda, you are as well. Thumbs up. A horse?
No,
What?
intelligent.
Oh. Well, yeah. I wouldn't be with her if she was as dumb as a box of rocks. Maybe 2 boxes of rocks. But...
I had to ask him too. I was like, Nugget, I am what?
Right. Aaron says, Walmart has 1-2 nothing, and it is black. It's dumb. Hold on. Walmart has 1-2. Nothing in it is black. It's dumb. You mean a black section? I got it. It has do-rags and picks and happy light-skinned black people on a label. And I was like, what the F is this? Well, they're trying, man. I mean, I don't know why people have to point out that there are black people. I don't understand that whole sentiment. Just put clothes on a shelf. They'll come find what they want. Oh, those black people are here. Got to make them look like white people so the white people don't get freaked out. Nobody's getting freaked out. Stop that. Everybody's just people. You know, you can put black pants right next to white pants, and you can't tell the difference because they're both blue. Fab Daddy says, political parties have been swinging the pendulum of time back and forth. That is incorrect, Fab Daddy. Sorry. Go back and look at the policies of the Democrats in the antebellum South. And you're going to find out that they're the exact same policies as the Democrats of today. Same thing with the Republicans. The only thing that has been shifting is a thing called the Overton window. What seems to be okay in society has been moving around a little bit. That's true. Look into the Overton window and you'll understand what I'm talking about once you read up on it. And you'll know that's what's been moving around. The parties are always been the same thing. This idea that they flipped is only a Democrat talking point. They did not flip. A Republican is a Republican is a Republican. They've always been the same thing, which is a replacement for the Whig Party to fight Democrats. Because Democrats try to take over the world. I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but the Whig Party started when America did, and they became the Republican Party. Republican, one who is for the Republic, and to the Republic for which it stands, what, the flag, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Nowhere in that does the word democracy play a role. Read the Constitution. We hold these truths to be self-evident. We live in a democracy. No. The word democracy does not appear because it's not a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic with democratically elected officials to operate the republic. You are not in a democracy. Anybody that says that is a traitor to the country they live in. Democracy is on the ballot. We need to save our democracy. We don't have a democracy. You have a democracy, and you're on the wrong side of history. That's what that means. No, the pendulum has not been swinging. The Overton window moved. That's all. What wasn't cool became cool. Amber says, typical, follow the money shit. Wash, rinse, repeat. Yeah. Big John says, highly intelligent. Thank you. And Debbie says, in my opinion, the evilness of the KKK is still alive and well in the Antifa movement. You're not wrong.
Right.
You're not wrong. They are doing the exact same thing. It's the exact same playbook.
Oh, thanks, Nugget. I try.
Aaron says, maybe, but it's useless, Debbie. Fab Daddy says, how many Antifas you know, Debbie? Well, I know a few of them, and they all have a nose ring and blue hair.
Or purple hair, or pink hair, or green hair.
Orange says, sounds like a heavy smoker. Well, there's a reason for that, Orange. Probably because I'm a heavy smoker. Do you have a problem with that? Why are you still here?
And yes, Debbie, maybe, but it's not out in front like it used to be.
Notice that nobody else is complaining about what you're complaining about, that you're the only one in the room talking the shit you're talking. You ever wonder why that is? Did it ever occur to you that maybe you're the problem? Mabel says, oh, wow, Orange Sunshine, you're quite observant, aren't you, sweetie? Spoken like a true Southern woman there,
right,
Mabel. Bless your little pea-picking heart. Aaron says, you ever hear the sound of a door slamming, Orange? And Debbie says, Chicago and the Summer of Love in Portland is all I need to know about Antifa.
He's a singer and lost his voice due to COVID, Orange, if it matters to you.
Right, and I am a heavy smoker, but that's not why my voice sounds like it does. But thank you for noticing.
LOL, Aaron, I laced up my boots too.
Aaron says, LOL, love in Chicago. And Fab Daddy says, we changed the law, Jake, with a robbery in California. Try stealing a candy bar now and find out. Well, it's about time, Fab Daddy. How long did it take y'all to change the law?
No, just wait. I got him on that one. And 2 more comments down. Keep going.
I'm going.
I got him good on that one.
Big John says, I don't judge people by the color of their skin. I judge them if they're a good person. I judge people by the color of their skin. I don't like those purple people, and I can't stand them one bit. God
right.
Damn it, I'm a racist against purple people.
Damn Barney.
Barney needs to die. I said it. There. How you like that? If you got hate in your heart, let it out, purple power. Sorry.
Why is it got to be purple?
I couldn't think of another color.
Oh.
The whole white and black thing is just, you're not black and I'm not white. I'm peach and you're brown.
Right.
Come on now.
And you put us in a room and turn the light out and cut us and it's all the same color.
Don't do that.
Just saying.
If you put me in a room and turn the light off and cut me, I'm punching you in the fucking eye. My chat jumped. I don't know where
10:18.
10:18. Okay.
Fab Daddy says, judge everyone.
I got it.
I said, LOL, Fab, only because they got everything locked up, even the Twinkies and the honey buns.
Right. It's about time y'all worked on the law.
You can't steal nothing because it's all locked up.
Aaron says, and the bathroom key. Yeah. FAFO, right, Fab Daddy? Solidarity, brother. FAFO. You try that shit in this small town and I'm going to shoot you. We got a death penalty in North Carolina and we use it. Isn't that what, what's his name said?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Here, if you kill us, we'll kill you back. Amber says, the timeout generator.
Well, everything but the sunscreen anyway. LOL.
Right. Bill Bennett says, distracted. See you guys soon. God bless you all. Bill, that seems to be a problem you're having. We love you, buddy. Stop being distracted.
Night, Bill.
Fab Daddy says, thanks, Bill. Kevin says, good night, Bill. Fab Daddy says, see you around. Big John says, Antifa are all university students that have gone woke and live off their parents' wealth. Oh, yeah, of course they are. Yeah, there isn't a serious one among the bunch, and they all are going to amount to nothing. Unless their daddy owns a business and they get grandfathered in somehow. They're not working for anything, I promise you that. And their degrees don't mean anything. Back in the old days, you'd get a liberal arts education and you came out of college actually knowing something that you didn't go into college knowing and you could apply it to the world. Now it's just a bunch of nonsense that doesn't apply to anything in the world. So you are officially educated in stupidity. Congratulations. Fab Daddy says, Nugget, what about the college kid that took out loans and worked part-time so he can get that piece of paper to get a better wage? Yeah, he works at McDonald's now. What about that kid? That piece of paper does not guarantee a better wage. That's the problem. You're being lied to. Debbie says the woke socialists of the 70s lived in communes, and that failed. Yeah. And Fab Daddy says, woke, I think we need one common description of woke. Here you go. Young person who is an idiot. Woke. Amanda says,
that is the description. Woke.
right. Fab Daddy says, if my eyes open in the morning, they be woke. If you think so. Or I be woke. Yeah, you wake up from a sleep, but you're not, quote, woke unless you buy into this liberal ideology. It's a cult, basically. It's a cult, and it is worldwide. It's the biggest cult we've ever seen, aside from Christianity.
That's what it used to mean. Not anymore.
Right. And Big John says, Debbie, it's a completely different world now. And back then, they lived on baked beans, and I lived at Cambridge, UK in the 80s. Right on. Fab Daddy says, so what is woke? My understanding is it's someone with knowledge is woke. Now, that's what it originally meant. It got co-opted almost immediately after it started being coined as a phrase. Originally, it meant that your eyes were open to reality and that you saw what was really going on. That lasted about 10 minutes before the woke crowd adopted that word to mean what they mean it means. And that means that you bought into the ideology, the left-wing, radical, liberal, leftard, leftist ideology. If you're not that, you're not woke. Aaron says, LOL, a woke racist. That's funny. Amy says, see y'all at Bible study tomorrow. I can't keep my eyes open. I thought you went to bed 10 minutes ago. Well, good night, sweetheart. We love you. See you at Bible study. I'm not far behind you. I'm about to call it in just a few minutes. It's 11:12. I might go to midnight. If I don't make it to the bottom of the chat. So get your words out now.
You should be there before then.
Big John says, I can see what I can do or ask Aaron. He is smart as well. Right on. Fab Daddy says, sweet dreams, Amy. And Amanda says,
woke originally meant to be alert to social and racial injustice, originating in African American communities today. It has a broader and more contested meaning.
Broader
And more contested meaning. Sorry, often used to decide a general awareness of social inquiries, but it can also be used to
derogatory.
Yes. Political term for progressive ideals, depending on who is using it. It originates from it originates from African American Vernacular English, AAVE, and means being aware of what?
Hold on.
Vernacular?
African American Vernacular English, AAVE. You mean Ebonics.
Right.
AAVE.
Yeah. And means being aware of the attentive to the issues and social of racial injustice. The phrase "stay woke," used by the Black Lives Matter movement to encourage awareness of police brutality and other systemic issues.
Yeah.
There's your woke, Mr. I'm woke.
Fab Daddy says, woke is so 67. It slaps, yo. Careful, I'm going to start using AAVE. See, that's it in a nutshell right there. Rebranding everything to sound more complicated than it is, to make it more dramatic. AAVE sounds like such a big thing. Nobody knows what that is. But if you say Ebonics, they all know what that is. Funny. Big John says, good night, Amy. Rest well, heart. Fab Daddy says, I would be woke if it's 67, but I'm 420, my eyes half shut. And you must be speaking. There's a Star Trek joke there. And I can't think of the name of the characters. Duke of York, Jake, says Big John. All right. Debbie says, Prince Andrew is King Charles's brother. All right. Duke of York, huh? I'm a Duke of Hazzard. So there's that.
Hood slide.
E-haul. Aaron says, I do music on FL, John. I have a page, but I have not done it in a long time. Y'all should collaborate and make something cool.
I have Aaron.
And if you do all that, make me an intro theme song.
I was saying, I have Aaron's page. He sent me the link to get to it so you can look at it. He said you can use whatever you wanted to off there, or he'd make you something.
Cool. Big John says the British are trying to get him arrested too. Maybe they'll get a chance to. Fab Day says, thank you, Amanda, for the definition, which makes my point of needing one description for the word woke. Well, if you guys would stop misusing it, there was a description for the word woke. But y'all had to co-opt it and make it your own thing, and now you're complaining about the definition of it. You're the one that co-opted it. Let Amanda eat. I will, just not over the microphone. Big John says, Aaron, that's fantastic. I did say you're smart, and I love your AI videos. Thumbs up. Aaron says, that's dumb. I'm black, and to me, woke is what I did when I got up out of bed. Again, they've taken that phrase, using it as a term of endearment rather than its actual meaning, and they've twisted its meaning to mean something other than it meant originally. It's always been a slang. Now it's a slang with an agenda.
That's because they keep changing the meaning of the words to fit them.
Right.
And LOL, thanks, Fab.
If you'll notice, there's a lot of changing of the meaning of words going on in the last 15 years. If you'll go back and read George Orwell's book, 1984, he makes a point of illustrating that when people start changing the definition of words, they are controlling the society. He who has power over the words has power over the people. That's what's happening. Read the book 1984. You'll learn something.
Learn a lot.
Including news speak. That's words that are only used in conjunction with what's going on in the news, which we do. You'll learn about socialism. You'll learn about government spying and Big Brother Eye and all of that stuff. It's all there in the book 1984. Go check it out. That's what we're living through. Quite literally. Aaron says, I'm not claiming that shit.
Aaron said, hell no.
Me either, buddy. I try to stick with English as its original use. Complete with grammar and all. Big John says, Andrew had a hand out by his mother when she died, and he may have to find a job. Debbie. Yeah, he may not have any money. That's what he's saying. Mark Cola, what's up, buddy? Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. How you been this week?
Hi, Mark.
Mark says, Aaron, Amanda, Debbie, Jake. Fab Daddy says, hey, Mark, welcome in. Mark says, how's the night going, Amanda? Did you guys have a lot of little ones trick-or-treaters last night?
No.
No, we live out in the country. We don't have trick-or-treaters in this neighborhood. We just slept.
You're lucky if you ever see a neighbor.
Right. A good neighbor is one you don't recognize.
And I don't recognize them.
Mark says, thanks, Fab Daddy. Nice to meet you. You hadn't met Fab Daddy? Mark is a newcomer, Fab Daddy. Fab Daddy's our resident liberal.
Our California liberal.
Fab Daddy says, I'll be watching and listening from here on in, 2 and 5, everybody. Fab Daddy, I love you, brother. Stick around.
We hope to one day find some help for Fab Daddy, but we don't think he's quite helpable.
Big John says, Sarah Ferguson is Andrew's ex-wife. Got it. Thank you. I did not know that. Aaron says, hi back, Mark. Amanda says, good night, Fab.
Night, Fab.
Mark says, hey, Aaron, how are you doing tonight? Aaron says, I'm all good. You good, Mark? Mark says, good night, Fab Daddy. Sorry I missed your name. And Mark says, yeah, I'm doing well. I finished up all the weekend chores, so I'm relaxing now. I'm just getting ready to get started on weekend chores. If I can stay awake long enough. I work hard all week. It's time to kick back and relax on on Saturday and Sunday. I hardly do anything. But things are piling up. I need to get busy. I'm getting tired now. Mark says, I always miss the good stuff in chat, LOL. Who is this annoying orange? There's somebody that came in and thought they would question everything I said, I guess. There's a couple of them. One Ken CK or whatever his name is. And Orange, I'd like to point out, one of them always asks me, where's all my subscribers at? Like they're all going to be watching tonight at this moment. I'm like, yeah, most of them don't even watch the live show. They watch during the week. Not everybody's up at 8:30 at night. Aaron says facts, and Africans will tell you that. Semi-truck says hi there. Hey, semi-truck. Come on in, toot toot. Amanda says, hi, Semi. And Judy says, hey, Semi truck. Kevin says, hello, Semi. Mark says, howdy, Semi. Hit that subscribe button, Semi. Let me look over here and see who's subscribed tonight.
I haven't seen none come across the screen.
Nope. None of y'all have pressed the subscribe button tonight. Hit that button. All right. Mark says, what it is. Aye. And Amanda says, thanks, man, for that $20 super chat.
You want more?
Oh, no. Aaron says, Jake saying gang gang was priceless. Thank you. I tried.
Hello, Aaron.
Big John says, Megan was a bad actress, too. She was pretty good in that show, Suits. I like that show. But then you could tell when she became a princess because her acting changed. You watched the first season of that's pretty good. And somewhere in the second season is when she got hooked up with the prince. And she turned into a different human being on the show. It's really weird. What it is says, some good cooter on Megan drove Harry to the Americas. Harry was the child of the horse trainer. Really? I didn't know that either. Aaron says, somebody didn't hit that like button. One of you.
And doubtfully what it is, she's too dumb for that shit.
Who?
Megan.
Oh, yeah.
Too dumb to have Cooter good enough to PW somebody into doing everything she wants them to do.
I don't believe you're right about that.
I do.
If you looked at that girl, she has figured it out.
Have you seen her on her podcast? She's dumber than a box of rocks.
I know.
She can't even cook.
That ain't got nothing to do with using the cooter.
Well, if she can't cook and she don't know how to do everyday things, she don't know how to work that thing.
Trust me, she's figured it out.
No, she don't.
She's figured out that beauty will get her everything.
No, she's figured out that beauty will get her money, which gets her whatever she wants.
She's a princess.
She's stuck up little entitled bitch.
She's a princess.
She's a stuck up little entitled bitch.
Yes, who figured out how to be a princess.
No, who got married into being a princess.
Exactly. You think he came after her? No.
Yes.
No, she went after him.
Well, probably, but still.
Believe that. However she hooked up with him, I can guarantee you she was the aggressor.
Well, that don't mean her cooter's good enough to make him do anything she wants him to.
Well, he's doing it, so what does that mean?
That's because he's dumb.
Well, they can't both be dumb. Somebody's doing something intentionally. Which one is it? Your argument's falling apart before your very eyes there, honey. So which is it? Is she a mastermind who has figured out how to work him? Or is he the aggressor who has figured out how to work her? And what's he getting out of it?
I think he's
lost his bid on the royal family because of her. How you think that happened? You think he just loves her so good?
Actually, no, because they're fighting, so.
So she's got him whipped. That's the only reason he would denounce all of that for her.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you.
What are you thinking?
She said Amanda's so right.
Aaron says Charles Darwin. Right. Big John says Harry doesn't look like none of the royal family. Ginger hair. Yeah, there's something going on there for sure. Amanda says
it's the Mookman's baby.
Big John says Amanda, smiley, smiley. And Amanda or the postman.
LOL, it might be the same person.
Might be. Big John says, or it might be Epstein's love child.
LOL, Nugget.
There's a thought. I didn't realize there was any question to his authenticity, but now that I know that, it makes perfect sense why he's having such a hard go of it. Maybe he's looking for answers that he ain't getting everywhere else. I just remember Meghan Markle visiting the palace for the first time and then coming away from that experience saying that the royal family was racist. And I was like, to who? To you? Really? Really? You get invited to the royal palace and your come away is they're racist?
Entitled bitch.
You think you might be setting your sights a little bit high there, young lady? Like in the outer space?
And she's not a 10.
Amazing. And Debbie says, Big John, the red-haired gene, is strong in Diana's family. Diana was a strawberry blonde before she started dyeing her hair, and she has siblings with red hair. I don't know. He's the right age for that, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Big John says most of the Spencers are brown-haired. What it is God bless this live. I hope he does what it is. And Debbie says all of the red hair controversy was settled years ago. I think even Archie has a hint of red hair. At least I need it, or at least I read it. Article, Archie, as in Prince William's son. Got it. Yeah, I don't know who those people are. I stopped watching the royal family around Diana, so I have no idea what's happened since then. Big John says, Debbie, Diane had blonde hair, and her brother had gingery brown hair, and you're right there. What it is says, racism is a business in prison and spills out onto the streets. It's a business. I agree. I don't know about prison. I mean, I'm sure it's everywhere, but I agree that they use racism to make money, and they use it to wield power and to control people. I mean, the worst thing in the world to say to a Republican out loud is you're a racist. They hate that. They recoil. It's like rebuking the devil or something. People do not want to be shamed. Public shaming does work, and they use it to great effect with the racist thing. That being said, 95% of the people that are called racists are not racists at all. It's used as a weapon against them. People that are actually racists rarely get called racist for some reason. You just go look at all the liberal white women that are on the news this week talking about if you ban the illegal immigrants, who's going to pick your vegetables and clean your toilet, and you'll see all the racism you want to see, because that's what they think these people are. They're servants. What's worse is they think you think that too. That's why they're on TV saying it to you.
LOL, yes, what it is.
Debbie says, because the gossip mongers were saying that Archie wasn't really Harry's. Or Archie was really Harry's. And Big John says, Debbie, in the royal family, most of them have mistresses too. It's been going on for hundreds of years. And what time they weren't mating with themselves. That happened a while too. The royal family really kept it in the royal family for quite a while. Big John says, Debbie, I think Harry is the father to Archie. And Debbie says, oh yeah, I got the families messed up. I think I read it when Prince William's son was born, whatever his name is. And Big John says his name is Louis. And Debbie says, thanks, Big John. I did not remember that. Big John says, gonna stop writing, but I'm still listening. I love you all. I hear you, Big John. I'm not far behind you, brother. Kevin says, I'm calling it a night. See y'all Sunday at Bible study. Kevin, God bless you, my friend. Thank you for being here.
Night, Kevin.
We love you and see you for Bible study. Big John says, night, Kevin, brother. Thumbs up. And Judy says, good night, Kevin. Big John says, Debbie, just remembered George, the son of you're thinking of. George is the son you're thinking of. And Big John says, good night, Jake and Amanda and everyone lurking. See you tomorrow night. Big John, good night, brother. Thank you for being here, my friend.
Night,
God
Nugget.
bless.
Night, Nugget.
Judy says, good night again, Nugget. And Big John says, now, children. Smiley, smiley, smiley. Judy says, amen, Amanda. So right.
Thank you, Judy.
Judy says, you're welcome. Big John says, she is a dumb arse, though. She is that. Big John says, Prince Charles is the head of the Commonwealth like the Queen was. Nice. Interesting. And Amanda says, bottom of the chat. All right, that's it. I'm out. Thank y'all for politicking with me tonight. I enjoyed it very much. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you to those of you who I have been a good dog. I appreciate that very much. That's Cash App, $ Jake Johnson Band.
Come on, doggy, so we can put you to bed.
I'm going. Amanda says,
Nighters all. See you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Untethered Live for Bible study. Much love, y'all.
Much love. Thanks for watching.
Good night.